Welcome everyone to the Grand Chariot Cup 2025. This is an exciting battle between all of the servers in the global Mahjong Soul community, and we're here to bring it to you. My name is Tips and Tricks. I'm an English Richie commentator and player, and I'm here with Tenhote. What's up, Tenhote?
How you doing? I am an English Richie content creator and commentator over on YouTube, and it is great to be here.
And of course, Irie. How you doing, Irie?
Hello everyone, good morning. I hope you guys are excited for some Mahjong. I'm also an English Richie Mahjong content creator, VTuber.
Welcome.
That's for you guys.
So this is going to be very interesting because we're coordinating with everyone here all around the world, staff, players, community, etc. We are on a tight schedule, so let's get right into the rules here. So we have 4 players per team. Each player plays in one Han-chan match, and the team with the highest total points wins. One big thing to notice, there are no placement points, no UMA as you normally call them. There's only the Oka. There's only a bonus for first place. So everybody else gets the points they came in with, and first place gets an extra 20,000 for their lead, essentially. There's 3 red 5s, so we will be playing with red 5s, unlike most tournaments. But the other tournament rules apply, so if they go down below 0, the game continues, and the all-last dealer cannot end the game by winning or being in tenpai. Interesting tiebreaker here. Of course, tiebreaker only matters for first place since the other positions don't get any points. The player that earned the score last, so the player who gets to the score last gets the win if there's a tie. All the players will be automatically matched and the dealer randomly selected, and the winner, of course, will get the limited title and the trophy. Refereeing today is Takaaki Sunakawa, a Nihon Pro Mahjong professional. He competes in Mahjong games himself, but he's also a commentator for live Mahjong tournaments, so we hope his experience with tournaments carries over well here into the online sphere. And as we mentioned, the prize is there, that limited title of the Grand Charioteer until the next tournament starts, as well as the trophy, the big trophy for winning the Grand Chariot, the Worldwide Cup. There's also 9,600 Jade there for first place, so a ton of Jade. Second place team will receive 5,800 Jade, the third place team 3,900 Jade, and the fourth place team 1,800 Jade. But that's not all. If your server wins, so if the EN server wins, or when they win, the winning server receives 1 Sunshine Lucky Bag and 40,000 coppers. Second place will receive 1 Lucky Bag and 30,000 coppers. Third place, the Lucky Bag and 20,000 coppers. And every member of the fourth place server still going home with a Lucky Bag and 10,000 coppers. So our players are playing for our server as well. And without further ado, our players, we've got Jinxy, the Lucky Strike winner and the third place in Battle of Kirin Season 2. Jumbo, the third place player in Snow Tiger Roar Cup and Tumbling Red. Resco, the third place player of Lucky Strike, and Ericonator, always reaching their 3-sided weights, third place in Tumbling Red.
And for our Chinese players, we have Sun Ching, who was the champion of the Chinese server's Sichuan Cup in spring of 2024. We have Lil To saying, go, go, go. Some great energy there. Champion of the Chinese server's Sichuan Cup in summer. And then we have Shidao Hung, who is the champion of the Chinese server's Sichuan Cup in autumn. And then Sashu Saso, champion of the Sichuan Cup in winter, and also of Qilin Battle 2024.
On the Japanese side, there's Nature123 bringing the harmony of Mahjong in Japan to this battle. Tatsuno, who looks very focused. The first time in their life, they're going to be able to play against players from all around the world. Outline, the master shogi player there, going to fight for the championship title. And Nontanya staying calm and playing their own game. And that's for Japan.
And then for our Korean server representatives, we have Suji Nakshi, who is Suji fishing with sort of a scientific skill. They're a true romantic and they're going to give it their all. They were the champion of Mahjong Soul Korea 2024. And then we have Nomyok, who's here to clean up and take the victory. And they were the second place player of Mahjong Soul Korea Championship 2024. And then we had Gu Yong, who's looking forward to a fun and exciting time, the champion of Mahjong Soul Korea 2025. And then Taek Pong Daigwa, who is looking forward to their first big tournament, the second place player of Mahjong Soul Korea Championship 2025.
All right, and with those intros out of the way, let's get right into the first game. Here we are in East 1. A call has already been made by San Ching Ching Ching. We can see a lot of honors there. White already called, Green Dragon on the way, perhaps. Still on the wall, none on the table. Our dealer here is 2 tiles away from Template. Well, actually 1 away if they go for 7 pairs. At first it just looks like a regular hand, but they do have a 7 pairs option. Jumbo here on the right has that red 5-pin. We do have red 5s as mentioned in the rules. And Nontanya across the table, already 1 away from Tempai. So we've come at a very exciting time.
We really have, and it's looking like Tsuchinakshi here, discarding that 9-mon, definitely deciding to either go for Ipeko or 7 pairs here, depending on what the draws allow for.
Yeah, I guess we won't be looking for the Suanko, the 4 concealed triplets on this one. It's always an exciting time to look for them, but perhaps a little too slow, especially with the open call on the table, and now Nontanya's reach across the table.
They're going to be waiting on a 5-8 of characters, which 2 of them are stuck in Sujinakshi's hand here.
Yes. So I wonder, there's still a lot left. That would leave 4 of them left in the wall.
Definitely more than enough to find them.
Yeah, you only need 1.
That's right, you only need 1. An interesting thing about Sujinakshi's hand here, keeps the 8. Thinks that it's a little bit too dangerous. Great for them. But the interesting thing about the hand here is that Jumbo might not be able to find this last red dragon if they're trying to go for 7 pairs here and kind of fold towards Tempai.
That's right. We see Jumbo cut from the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shape in order to play safe against the Ricci. Of course, San Ching Ching Ching, also Tempai on the left side. That 7 so is the Dora indicator, so there's 1 less copy than usual. You'll notice the Dora indicator never lights up red, so you always have to pay attention a little bit, even when you're spectating. That means there's only 1 copy left of that 7. Jumbo finding Tempai on the right now, so we've got 3 players Tempai. A little hard for Soljinakshi here in the dealer seat for Korea. Should mention, Korea is here in the dealer seat right now in East. EN server, the English server, is in South currently. The Japanese server is across the table in West. And the Chinese server is currently sitting North for this first game.
Yeah, it's actually Jumbo leaving Tempai in order to fold safely here in East 1, wanting to make sure that points don't get too far away from them.
That's right. As we
Wow,
mentioned.
the sumo finds the very last tile. That's going to be Nontanya finding the Ricci Haite with the sumo there. A nice little fake manga.
Yeah, just 100 points away. You cannot ask for much better than that to open off the opening hand of the Grand Chariot Cup. Sounds like luck is coming your way if the very last tile in the hand is your winner.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we pulled some statistics and stuff before the tournament on these players, and Nontanya is someone who calls Ricci quite a lot, and oftentimes they find their winning tile through sumo whenever they do call Ricci. So it's something to look out for whenever we're looking at the play styles of these players. Someone like Nontanya is going to be calling Ricci and maybe finding it themselves for those extra Han.
That is the name of the game.
But Jonbo here has a very shiny hand to start out. Very lucky. Jonbo, the number 6 player on the global server, if you go to the ranking leaderboards, you'll find their name right on up there. So the American server is coming out in full force. So we'll see how this hand progresses and if these shiny tiles can finish out. So looking across the table, it's Sun Ching 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 who has opened their hand, looking for an all simples quick win, perhaps. And Non-Tanya working their way towards Tenpai, a lot of pairs in their hand. So a few different ways that that hand could go. And then on the left, Sujinakshi working with that red dragon to try and get back into the game after not being able to finish out on their dealer seat.
Yeah, I feel like Sun Ching 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 has a pretty good shot here, although they're not quite Tempai yet. I wonder if Soljanakshi is actually going to go for the full straight. No, doesn't look like it with the 8-so discard. And of course, Jumbo getting the 4-pin right after discarding the red 5-pin. That always stings a little bit.
Yeah, it's always tough. But now it's it's Non-Tanya looking like they're going to be moving towards an interesting Tenpai here, perhaps. Already 2 triplets completed with 2 pairs in their hand already. We could see a pretty large hand with something like Sananko. So, but in the meantime, we have San Ching 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 across the table in Tenpai on 4 different tiles.
Looks
Such
like
a wide weight.
Soljinakshi already sniffing out that Tempai and holding on to the Tumon. Really good spidey senses there. Really good defensive senses from Soljinakshi.
Do we see the pawn? Yes, we do. And that's Tenpai for Non-Tanya.
Ooh, so can this 4-sided weight win, or will this 1-sided weight sneak out another sumo? There's only one 5-mon left. Ooh, Jumbo willing to play a little aggressively, though. Willing to throw the 7-mon. In the dealer position, you're always prepared to take a few more risks because you can win more points.
Yeah, Jonbo's just 1 away, and it's looking like they could find it. A little bit of an upgrade here for Non-Tanya going to the double-sided weight on the 5 and the 8. This is very, very interesting. Head bump is turned off, so we have the 5-8 for Non-Tanya and also for Sanching, who could find a double run here. But it'll be the sumo from Non-Tanya again,
That's
finding that 8. So it'll be a little bit of an all simples action here, but with a little bit of extra foo for some extra points there.
what a hand there. First starting with only the 5-mon, able to switch to the 5-mon, 8-mon weight. Even still, their whole weight was encompassed by San Ching Ching Ching, but it just matters who draws the winning tile. And this time, Non-Tanya drawing the winning tile twice in a row. 2 sumos. A big one and then a medium one.
And drawing a very good starting hand. 5 pairs in their starting hand. And some honors to go along with it. So definitely some sneaky weights that they could be waiting on here for 7 pairs with 2 Dora already. Looking like it might continue the flow that is for Non-Tanya here.
Yeah, your 7 pairs hands are always so much more valuable. A slight backfire, already discarding 4-so from 4-5. And then receiving the 6. Non-Tanya now considering not making the 7 pairs hand. Or perhaps 6-so because it's in between the pair of 5 and 7. Perhaps Non-Tanya thinks it's a good weight. Oh, another backfire, but that one's just going to go right back.
Yeah. Well, 7 pairs is not a hand that's known for speed, but starting out with 5 pairs might make up for it here.
Right.
Actually, might be able to move towards round Pico here if they are so bold. And maybe they are so bold. Well, that is very cool.
These draws have been amazing for Non-Tanya and the Japanese team here in game number 1.
Just recognizing the flow and moving alongside it. That's great.
Jumbo does not like the 6-8 so, or at least not the 8 so, holding on to the 6 so for now. But it looks like Jumbo's going to abandon the Sozu shape here. those bamboos.
Yeah, maybe sensing that it's a weaker suit at the moment for them.
Yep, at least getting the
With
6-0 out before Nontanya can be Tempai waiting for it. So that's good. That's good for the English team here.
mhm. And so Sunching opening their hand once again. This is something that we sort of saw in the stats for these players. Sunching not much of a reachy caller by trade, so lots of open hands and going for wins in that fashion.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting because, as I mentioned, Jumbo did not like that 7 so 8, got rid of the Sozu shape. Sanching Ching Ching decided to discard their 1 of dots in order to use the Sozu shape. So Sanching Ching Ching believes a lot more in that Sozu, in that 7 so. And
Yeah, that's gonna be
Soljinakshi across the
Tenpai.
table, yep, 8 so 8. So while Jumbo doesn't want the Sozu here, our Korean and Chinese representatives do believe the Sozu weight is the better weight here. Little difference of opinion. We'll see whether it works out for them.
Yeah, and that discard from Sujinakshi is actually pretty good news for Janbo, who is holding that 3 of bamboo just in case, but ends up acknowledging that it's safe and can continue creating their hand,
Ooh,
looking like
difficult
a tough
Tempai.
decision here.
It's worth a lot though. So Jumbo's gonna go right in. We have 2 single weight Tempais on the table.
Yep. And if you're, from New York, you might be rooting for Janbo here because the 7 pin is what they're waiting on. And players from New York City always say that the 7 pin is the most useful tile in the game. We'll see if they're correct. It's Nontanya finding the Ricci here. Could go for it. Very valuable hand. Is it worth it to them to push?
Oh, there's only 1 copy, so not only is it a single tile weight, it's literally a single tile weight. There's only 1 copy left in the wall. Fortunately
Yeah.
for Nontanya, it actually is in the wall and not in the other player's hands. Chance to switch here, but it's Furiten, Formon. Safe to one of the Ricci players at least, so a little love there. Sanching Ching Ching, there's the 7 so that they wanted, but they're no longer Tempai. It was too scary. Soljinakshi finding, as their name represents, Suji fishing. They find the Suji tile to that 5 so they reached with. So they're really showing what they're about right off the bat. Almost had the mixed triple sequence, the 3 colors, but just a little bit off, so not really that valuable. But a clutch win there, especially against Jumbo, who could have had at least a Mangan on Sumo.
Looking at some of the starting shapes here, we have Sujinakshi on the right with some very nice shapes, one away from Ipeko there, and drawing the red 5, which could come in handy in getting some points back and coming into the lead here. Janbo across the way has some nice shapes developing and the potential to open with the white dragon. Nontanya still a little bit away here with the red dragon still to throw. And Sunching looking like they have some shapes that can come to fruition, but at the moment, still building out this hand.
Oh, no pawn here from Sanching Ching Ching. There were a couple options for maybe an inside, a Tanyao type hand, but Sanching Ching Ching looking for a few more points. Going to let that 8 so pass.
I like the way that Sujinakshi is playing this. They picked up the third 2 of characters there, where they might have dropped the 3-mon right there and just kept the triplet and the pair of the 1s and stuff like that, but deciding to keep the triplet of the 2s and discard the 1 there for a little bit more safety going into the second row.
Yeah, it also allows them to make the Pinfu shape, which is of course all runs. No triplets allowed in that. So by using the 2s as pair and a run, they can find Pinfu here.
Very nice. Jumbo finding the Ricci. Before this, Nontanya dropping the Dora, which allowed Jumbo to drop it as well and find a faster Tenpai rather than having to worry about playing around the Dora and worrying about it. Not going to find on their first go around, but a wide selection of tiles here for them. There's still some in the wall, even though quite a few of them are locked in people's hands, and this might come out if they call Ricci here.
Yeah, Jumbo's weight a fair bit better this time, two-sided weight, but so far this game we've only been seeing the one-sided weights winning, or the smaller weights. We saw the 5-8 weight. It started out as just a 5 weight. We saw the 5-8 weight beat the 2-5-8 and the 2-so weight earlier, and we've seen a lot of single weights winning already. Sanjing Qingqing successfully able to defend against the Ricci and not give in to the urge to just Ricci right back, especially as the dealer. Oftentimes you just want to take the risk, but Sanjing Qingqing playing defensively here and avoiding the big deal in. One thing to note,
Yeah,
Janbo's hand here has a pair of white dragons, so it is not Pinfu, even though it's all runs with the two-sided weight. No Pinfu because of the value honor tile.
yeah, good patience from Sun Ching 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 here. Maybe looking for more value. Maybe looking for a 6-7-8 mixed triple sequence to upgrade the hand a little bit and try and get back into the game. Currently
It's
sitting in third place, but
quite
that's
possible. It's safe
Gonna
to
be the
the
single
Ricci
tile weight.
player. Yeah, and because it's safe to the Ricci player, Nontanya's weight wins out again. The smaller weight wins once again. Nontanya getting all these clutch draws, and this time a clutch tile from Suji fishing here. That's another way of fishing. Suji is not the only way you can fish tiles out from your opponent, making them defend against other players while not watching your hand. It's also a way to fish your winning tile out, and Suji fishing, the victim of Gembutsu fishing, rather.
Yeah, looking at the starting hands here, Sujinakshi with quite a lot of Dora. So they're definitely going to be looking to destroy somebody in this dealer seat. But Nontanya continuing the trend of quick and easy hands is first place. Has the west and the north winds that they can pawn and get into Tenpai rather quickly. So it's going to be a question of speed for the other players right now.
We have just rolled around into the south round, so we're halfway through the first game. Unfortunately, our English representative, Jumbo, is currently in the 4th position, but plenty of time. Let's see if they can turn this around. Really hoping to see perhaps not just better play, because we've seen Jumbo been playing quite well, but perhaps just a little bit of luck so that those wider weights get the win. Course, as you mentioned, this is a tough spot here because none of the other players can see the 4 Dora in Soljinakshi's hand. Our Korean dealer got this monster. Oh, big think. Do they want to use that 9-pin weight? And they say no.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision to be made there, but I like the way that they're thinking right now. So, still no pawn here from Nontanya, but we might see it now, and we do. And so that's going to improve their shapes a little bit. Still with sort of like a middleweight there with a 6-8. So still a little bit of difficulty there, but might be able to pawn the north wind to speed things up.
Yeah, a lot of calling options. Jumbo as well discarded the 8 or the 9, so still has the 8, so did not go for the 1 away, the Ishan 10, but rather went for the ability to call more tiles. Kept all the inside tiles for Tanyao calling.
Jumbo's hand is shaping up to be a pretty powerful one here too, if it can finish out. Already has confirmed Ipego, the pure double sequence there.
That's right.
So now with pretty good one away here.
Oh, going to lock the red 5-so Dora in, losing a little bit of efficiency with the 4-so discard, but a lot of safety maintained there.
Oh man, it's Sujin actually finding the Tenpai on this monstrous hand.
Yeah,
Winning on the 4-7 here.
almost no choice here, because Suljin has no Yaku, so without the Riichi they wouldn't be able to run. So pretty straightforward Riichi for them here. Chance for Nontanya to be Tenpai, but this is a very dangerous tile. 3-mon. And so Nontanya will not go for Tenpai.
Wow, finding the sumo on the Ipatsu draw there. This hand is going to be huge for Sujinakshi.
2 Uratora on top of it!
Wow!
Oh, what an explosion for the Korean team. 24,000 point dealer Baimon to open up the South round. And that puts a lot of pressure on all of the remaining teams. What a huge hand here for Suljinakshi.
Absolutely unbelievable.
No fishing necessary, no Suji fishing necessary. Just a really nice hand, really good weight, and a little bit of luck even after the Riichi to find 2 extra Dora on top. That's a tough spot for all of our other players.
Yeah, and one of the really interesting things and kind of something that was funny to see in the statistics as we were doing things is that the Korean players have better luck stats than everyone else, which is something that you wouldn't expect to be consistent. But each Korean player has higher rates of finding Uradora and also higher Riichi win rates and stuff like that, like drawing it themselves. So, and also Ipatsu rates. So we might see some pretty big hands here from Korean players just based off of luck alone.
The luck stat, a very important one in Mahjong.
Oh, incredibly. Nontanya across the way, finding 2 of the honor triplets there, Yakuhai, moving towards Tenpai and an alarming rate for the other competitors, needing to get back into that first place position because, again, there's no UMA in this tournament, the ranking points, so it only matters if you're first place here.
Yep, in fact, Suljinakshi willing to even just shift their hands to lock in a full straight. A lot of value lost here, but the ability to open call looks like Suljinakshi's looking for that, especially because they're already winning. Chance to extend their dealership here. And what a draw! A Dora pair up. Suljinakshi is perfectly in Tenpai.
It's all about that luck, man.
We'll see if Jumbo can avoid this here. 4-so not likely a tile to be discarded, but still possible. Yeah, the 1-so comes out instead. Nontanya might discard it though at some point. So this is going to be pretty interesting.
Very possible. They could go for the Shanpon weight, but decides not to go on that double pair weight. Gonna keep on with the 4-so.
Yeah, interesting thing about the triplet weight, the Shanpon weight, is that if Suljinakshi had gone for that and drawn Dora, it would boost their hand up to a Mangan, which is a lot more points than just 3 Han. Well, it would be fake Mangan, but it would still be a lot more points than 3 Han. But they decide to take what they think is the fishier weight here. And
another 4-so coming into Jumbo's hand.
Yes.
Not going to drop it.
And that is all of Suljinakshi's tiles for now. So another player will have to be convinced to discard them. Nontanya might be convinced at some point. Jumbo seems like it's going to be a little harder. Their hand has not been good this entire South 1. And it looks like with that, Nontanya won't be discarding 4-so either for the most part. Of course,
yeah, probably looking for a null triplet hand.
Yeah. Nontanya also having the safe 5-so in case they are trying to fold against the dealer. Oh, the Dora did
the
go!
Third Dora!
The big 3-so weight!
The biggest 3-so weight.
Looking for the 3-so. There's 2 left in the wall now, so this is a pretty solid weight, all things considered.
A player after your own heart here, Chet.
I think I understand why they have so much luck now. 1 pin coming out from 3 of our 4 players. And the last one coming out from Jumbo, using it as a safe tile here.
Yeah, Jumbo looking to fold and maybe move towards their dealer seat and have a chance to survive in the future.
Jumbo pulls one of the 3, so Nontanya is Tempai. Oh, one of Nontanya's tiles. Jumbo successfully evades both players here. Just 1 copy of the 3-so left against 0 copies of 4-so and 7-pin in the wall.
Yeah, and a little bit of hesitation there. You saw Sujinashi consider the furry 10 weight on a wider weight, discarding the 3-so for like the 3-6 of
Right.
characters, but decided to stick with the 3 of bamboo. And making that similar decision here, we'll drop the 3 of bamboo and switch to the 5 of circles.
Let's figure the 5 of circles. Too dangerous. 5 dots. Oh, chance to maintain Tempai. Maybe. It's hard decision, though. A lot of these tiles very dangerous to maintain Tempai with. Dora, 4-pin, 5-pin. They're all not great. But Sujinachi going with the Suji. And just hoping nobody else is also fishing for it. So nobody else Suji fished to Suljinakshi there. Able to maintain Tempai and keep their dealer turn.
Yeah, super important to be keeping your dealer turn here whenever you want to stay in first place and keep other people from taking it out from under you. There's a little bit of a battle to make large hands so that you can hit first, but also have the smaller hands take the dealer seat out from under people. So there's an interesting balance here that we're going to be seeing from these competitors throughout the day.
Right. Let's see if that balance can slightly tip towards Jumbo. This is a tough hand. Jumbo does have a couple Dora, but the hand is in a bit of a mess. Our player across the table has a couple Dora Nontanya, but also a nicely shaped hand.
Yeah, very nicely shaped hand there. Nontanya is probably the player in the lead for Tenpai right now. But Sunching actually no slouch either.
Yeah, 1
Getting
away
pretty close
already.
to Tenpai here. Yeah.
Actually, they're not going to go for the improved weight. They're going to keep the extra north tile for safety. It's a little tough, I think. But maybe they're just trying to avoid the wrath of our dealer here, Suji Fishing Soljinakshi, who has been on a tear.
Yeah, this is what we're starting to see from Nontanya being a big threat at the table now. Representing a very fast hand, but also one with now 3 open Dora. So players are going to be looking to avoid them at all costs. But it's the Regi from Sun Ching 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 not caring, saying, hey, you know what? There's one less Dora out there, and I'm going to try and find it.
Yep. 3-so, 6-so. If ever Nontanya goes for the Dora Khan, that's going to be 1 extra Han for San Ching Ching Ching.
You're right. Oh, I want to see it so bad. Oh, wait, no, it's in the Sujinakshi's hand. But
that's right.
All the same, very very cool weight here. So only 1 3 of bamboo left in the wall actually.
Yeah, just
and that
like
Dora
the
is
previous
almost definitely
hand.
staying in Sujinakshi's hand.
Just like the previous hand. Let's come back once again. 1
Yes, but it
copy
only
of
takes 1.
3-so. Exactly. Is the winning tile plan here. 1-3-5 for Jumbo. That might help them use the 3-so.
Yeah, actually just choosing to lock in the 3-5 shape. Which looks pretty good here too.
Out goes the 7 from Soljinakshi, just made safe. There it is. The 1 copy of the 3-so.
So that's going to be Richi Sumodora. And no Uradora there for San Ching Ching Ching. So, a little bit more points there. Going to be a little bit better in striking distance here. But now, It's the USA's, the People's Champion, John Bow, number 6 on the global leaderboards, and a player that whenever they do get to call Richie, is often finding those wins even more so than anybody here at the tournament.
All right, Jumbo. This is what we need. One away already on that legendary threesome. Let's see whether the luck can come to the EN server here with this hand. Our other players are all at least 2 tiles away from Tenpai. Nontanya on the right, drawing a bunch of pairs and triplets. So could provide some opposition here.
Yeah, I know some people at home who need those extra coppers here from the EN server, so gotta root for Jumbo here. But looking at the other hands here, some triplets might be forming in Nontanya's hand, and it's gonna be Tsuchinakshi looking to keep this lead and just speed things along, calling the white dragon there, drawing a blank as it were.
Yeah, speaking of drawing a blank, Jumbo has Sumogiri'd the last 3 tiles. Sumogiri meaning discarding the tile you drew immediately. That's why they're dark gray in the discard pile on our spectator screen here.
It's going to be Sunching deciding that they won't be left in the dust and pulling the 2-pin, but Tsuchinakshi finding the Tenpai on the 4-7 of bamboo.
Yeah, that is tough for Jumbo,
Oh,
who had such a fast hand. Oh, that's so heartbreaking for the EN team.
So painful.
Soljinakshi.
White Dragon Dora.
Yeah, with that big luck stat here. Coming through with another Dora. And no more dealer turns for Jumbo and the EN server.
Yeah, so some of the good side of this is that if you're watching this from a perspective where you're rooting for a region that isn't currently in first place, second through fourth are all equal. So even if you're fourth place, it just means that you're not first in this context. So still very much a lot of possibilities in the future games here to make that comeback for your region, even if a player doesn't get first in their game.
Right. So. Well, they still come out with the points that they earned in the game, but there's no extra bonuses for second, third, or fourth like there are in normal ranked matches. So second, third, and fourth all get the flat points that they came out with. So of course you still want more points, but there's no extra placement bonus. The only extra placement bonus is a plus 20 for first place.
I appreciate you clarifying that. So Nontanya a little bit far away here. Some interesting shapes and some few pairs, but Sunching actually going to be calling Richie on this hand, something that they don't do often, waiting on the 2 and the 5 of bamboo. And they find it on the Ipatsu draw. The luck is starting to change regions here, maybe? Who knows?
Maybe. This could put them above the Japanese region. It's a Mangan.
It is a Mangan. Not finding any Uradora.
Yeah.
But a nice, easy 8,000 points moving into their dealership here.
And here we are in South 4. Sun Ching Ching Ching, Chinese server. The first dealer. Not a terrible hand here. Soljinakshi on the right, also not too bad. Jumbo's hand is okay here, but doesn't have the value to overtake. However, as we mentioned, a little less about overtaking and just about getting points. Nontanya has quite a bit of value and the ability to call. 1 away from Tenpai already for Nontanya. Their weights are not that great, but with the ability to call, that might just make them that much faster.
Yeah, it's interesting what you would try and do as the strategy here as Nontanya. You're still pretty far away from first place. You know, you might not even have the chance to get there. So do you just play for flat points and try and take a big second? You know, what's the strategy here?
Just under 23,000 points between Nontanya and Soljinakshi, who's in first. So it'd have to be a direct Haneman off of Soljinakshi, which at the level of skill of these players is very hard to come by. You'd have to have some sort of sneaky wait, catch them sleeping, and in Nontanya's case, they would have to Riichi. They do not have a Haneman in hand right now. So it's very hard to catch someone with Riichi because obviously you've made your intentions known. Hard to get them to deal in.
Yeah, they might have to do some Suji fishing against Suji fishing. Who knows? But for now, we're just continuing the hand here, and Suji actually moving swiftly on towards a Tenpai here. Not quite there yet, but definitely improving their hand.
Yeah, Nontanya does have the hand for that Suji fishing, that 2-4-6 shape, discarding the 6-mon to wait for the 3-mon. But Sun Ching Ching Ching, not over yet, finds the first Tenpai of all of our players. Not a great one, but it has a Dora. And of course, with Riichi, there's always the chance for Uradora, Ipatsu. There's only one more 3-pin left, though.
Yes, but as we say all the time, it only takes one. But the Riichi call and the 2, it's actually going to be the 6-mon drop from Nontanya, kind of copying Sujinakshi's move here.
Yeah, a safe tile against the Riichi player. And of course, we've got some Suji fishing now from San Ching 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 with 6-pin in their discard. Makes the 3-pin Suji sometimes safer, but in this case, it would deal in that last 3-pin.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be pretty cautious with some of the defensive plays that you make, especially in a tournament. So, big decision here for Nontanya, taking some time to think, taking some time to process. Do we trust Suji? What do we want to push? And actually, they'll fold with the 2 drop there. So, moving a little bit further from Tenpai, but maybe trying to keep their flat points for the next game, the next competitor for the Japanese region.
Can San Ching 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 be stopped here? I just noticed it's actually 4 Chings at the end. It's just San Ching 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 Ching.
That is true.
How many times?
I'm caught in 4K. I was trying to I was trying to save time.
Right.
You know. So, wow. It's gonna be Sujinakshi finding Tenpai here on 7 pairs, I believe. Oh no, they're 1-1.
Not quite. Yeah,
But,
and in fact,
folding anyway.
Too scared to go for it, trying to maintain their first place here. We might be seeing a redeal. There still remains 1 3-pin. I mean, to be fair, even if Sanching wins, it's still a redeal. So we'll probably be seeing a redeal. Oh, there's the 3, but Jumbo not giving it up here. So there's no more tiles left for Sanching.
Yeah. So we'll see the Chi here.
Chi pushing the decision, the difficulty onto Jumbo.
Oh man.
Jumbo gets the safest tile, the tile that the player before you just drew, but also has another safe tile in the Green Dragon.
It's a hand that comes to a close with a little bit of a whisper rather than a bang. So we're gonna continue on here and looking over to the left on Tanya with an East pair and a red pair. Decides not to pawn the first one and the second one actually. Gonna keep it from being Aruzuke, I believe it's called.
That's right.
Where you pawn the thing that isn't necessarily a Yaku first. So looking like either those Easts are going to be a pair or maybe some safe tiles in the future. Very interesting defensive play here from the Japanese region.
Yeah. Oh, big draw for Soljinakshi. Doesn't even really need to reach here. Such a fast Tenpai. This is going to end the game if Soljinakshi gets it. Very fast Pinfu Tenpai. Pinfu being the Yaku.
This could just be... Could just be like a quick Pinfu Nomi and end in first.
Right, and that will allow them to avoid having to Riichi here. Of course, that's a huge draw for Nontanya as well. Montano 1 away from Tempai, finding the clutch 3-so, and there's another 3-so, but Soljin actually doesn't need that one. Jumbo with a big draw. Can we get some points for EN here? Needs that Tumon, but can't call it from San Ching Ching. Oh, that's a dealing tile, and so is the other side. Oh, brutal draw here for Jumbo.
Very, very tough. We'll see what happens here.
Avoids it.
Very good.
Big discard, but how long?
Ooh, the sumo finding itself for Tsujinakshi here, and that lucks that absolutely coming in clutch here. So that's going to be 2,700 to end the game. And so now the game is over. Game 1 is finished. So we can say that Tsujinakshi is our winner using Yuzu, one of my favorite characters. Thank you for that. 54,000 points for Tsujinakshi. Sun Ching Ching, 4 Chings, at 30,300. Nontanya at 26,400, and Jonbo at 9,300. And that's your game 1.
Woo! Oh man. Well, just like our players here, if you want to be lucky watching the stream, we've got a lucky draw for all of you guys on stream. Sorry. I'm a little caught up, hoping EN server can bring it back next time. There's a 30-day fortune charm up for grabs. Leave your comment in the chat for a chance to win the prize. We want you to know after that first game, which server do you think is going to win the whole thing? One lucky Janchi will be drawn by us here. So 30-day fortune charm. Which server do you think is going to win the whole thing? If you do win, contact us by email at mjs.cs@yo-star.com.
Man, you know, I still believe in the EN server. Game 1 didn't go as planned, but still some really good play to come up.
That's right, as we just lock in the final scores here. Give me a second to bring them up.
Some really good play here from that first game. But here are your scores, tips. Go ahead.
Yep, and of course we have the Korean server with that huge win from Soljinakshi, the plus 39, as well as, of course, the plus 20 bonus for first place, which means all of our other servers, the Chinese, Japanese, and EN servers, taking negative scores in that first game. Unfortunately, Jumbo just could not find any of their hands. They played a number of hands. They had a few tempais there, a few big tempais as well that were worth quite a bit, but no win. And so this is how it looks after the first match. Long way to go for EN server, but we have 3 more matches. Let's see if we can get some first places. And of course, the winner of this match will be bringing it home. And the winner of our lucky draw will be bringing home a fortune charm for 30 days. Our winner is FEWGE. Huge? Is that how we pronounce it? Congratulations. You have won the 30-day fortune charm. So well done. Thanks for participating in the stream. Of course, we'd appreciate the thumbs up and subscribing to the Mahjong Soul official YouTube channel so you don't miss announcements on new games, new characters, new events, all kinds of things, as well as tournaments like these where you can see the top players in all the servers go at each other, as well as your own chance to play in tournaments and win prizes yourself. So, congratulations. Whew. With that being said, I am going to give my voice a rest and bring in Irie. Welcome back, Irie.
Hi everyone! That was an exciting match. What a Baimon. We also saw the high tay on the first hand. Jumbo tried their best, but unfortunately the tiles were not in their favor.
All right. And as we go into game number 2, Tenhote will be joining her on the microphone. As I mentioned, I'll be giving my voice a rest and getting us ready for our next game. So,
Yeah,
Irie, what are you thinking about the performance in the first game? I know you mentioned Jumbo, but what about our other servers here?
The thing is, Jumbo couldn't quite, Tsumu the hands, and that's just up to luck. But on the front of not dealing in, I think Jumbo did an amazing job, and there are some amazing hands, of course. We saw Japan winning a bunch of Tanya Nomis to move the dealer away or steal those Richis. And we saw Korea, of course, with the monster hand, the Baimon. And the opening Haitei Tsumo was also epic. What did you think, Tenhote?
I thought it was really interesting. It was a very Ipatsu heavy game. Something that you don't see a lot, maybe in your normal ranked games and stuff like that. Being able to sort of have that luck stat, being able to draw out that sumo power for yourself is something that we see in these top players a lot. And also just how quickly everyone gets to Tenpai makes for a really, really dangerous and explosive table at all times. So I thought I was going to need coffee waking up this early in the morning on the east coast of the US here. But the Mahjong is keeping me awake. It's great.
For sure. And I think we saw quite a bit different play than usual. Like, normally if you're playing in a ranked setting, I think some of those pushes would not be made. You can play a bit more defensively. But in this format, right, wanting to get that first place, you have to go for those advantages as small as they can be. Winning those Tanyas just to, get a little bit of points here and there, and also to deny those big reachy hands. All right, so here we go. We got Nature123 from Japan, going to be our first dealer. Then we got Shasho Saso from China on the right. And we have, I believe it is Naomyok across the way, going to be our third dealer. And we have Resco representing the EN server, going to be your last dealer. So tell us about this hand, Denote. Help me out here.
Sure. So we have Resco on the left holding one of the door there on with the red dragon, and Naomyok finding one as well. Going to be interesting to see how these players move around the Dora, especially early on in the game, not wanting to give anybody a lead. So it actually might slow down hands until someone like Naomyok here finds it as a pair, right? So we'll see if Resco decides to drop it and give Naomyok or any other competitor like the attempt at a triplet of that. Going to be something really interesting there. Nature's hand, not too bad at the moment, but a little bit slower weights with the edge weight on the 1-2. Might be able to use it as a pair should they find the Northwind.
Ooh, the Nylon draw.
Wow.
Now one away.
Yeah.
It's not worth a lot of points, but the thing is, if you're in East and you're in Richie, people can't exactly push against you.
That's one of the things that I personally find difficult in Mahjong is that whenever you're the first dealer, you have to be in the mindset of like really getting going immediately. And especially in a tournament setting, that can be like particularly hard to wrap your mind around. So Nature here with a pretty big task ahead of them, but a player of their caliber should be no problem.
To note, the Ricci on the north and 2-ban would be quite good. It would be Suji Trap off the 5-ban, the 308 tile, making it seem safer, but I would actually end up dealing in. So if Nature can get that kind of tempai, it might cause an unexpected run here.
Actually, it's Sasu Saso on the right there. who has quite a nice hand going for them, have a three-sided weight in the circle suit and actually gets the upgrade to the red 5 here. Probably one of the hands that we might see come to fruition here. Across the way, Null still holding onto the Dora pair, and Resco holding onto the other Dora for dear life, not wanting to deal into a triplet of the Dora, because that is an easy Mongon there with Red Dragon 3 Dora. So not wanting to give that up there.
Yeah, I think at this point we might see Saso's hand uh, come in here. Yeah, exactly. So now
Mhm.
the the three-sided way, 258 pin, gonna be a massive weight here. Quite a few tiles still left on the wall to be drawn. The other Dora being picked up by Resco, so now one away. But they're both gonna be what we call muchi muchi. Two players wanting the same Dora triplet. I mean, dragon triplet.
Mhm.
There
It's
it
a
is,
really big find
Tenpai.
for them. Wow. All right. This is what we were talking about right before the game. All these players finding a very swift Tenpai and a hard decision here for Nature, whether or not they want to
Probably in the
stay
north.
Tenpai.
Oh, the nines. Is Suji terminal against both players? Quite a strong defensive resource. There's only 1/2 of bamboo left for Namyuk's hand here.
Yeah.
We'll see if
Good.
Nature... Oh, never mind. Saso, Tsumo's... This Mangan hand, Richi, Tsumo, Pinfu, Dora 2. Gonna be 500 for the Mangan. 8,000 points to kick things off. 4,000 being paid by the dealer.
And might I say, both players, both from Korea and China, using the alligator Regi stick. Do I have to use the alligator to be a top player? Is this something that I didn't know? What's going on here?
We'll see how their other hands go. Maybe it might be a new meta coming up.
Whoa, holy moly, look at Resco's hand here. Already starting out with 4 6-pin here. Could see some pretty crazy actions are going on over there if they decide to con.
One away here for the dealer. Not any Dora quite yet. The ability to upgrade to it though. Perhaps Tanya.
It would be a nice upgrade for sure. Nature's Hand looking a little bit stuck with some middleweights and stuff like that. Going to be a little bit more time for them to be able to find things, but a nice upgrade here for Resco, finding another double-sided weight there to increase their chances at Tenpai. But
Oh,
it's going
there
to
it
be
is.
Tenpai here found here for Saso, who decides to dom attend that Shadow Tenpai waiting on the
Mm-hmm.
8 of characters.
Yeah, so currently can only win by Tsumo. Probably a play looking to upgrade the hand. There we go. So now
Mhm.
this is painful as well. We'll see it. They do decide to reach it. So the option to Tsumo on the red 5 or win on the red 5 is there, but unfortunately it's already in Namyuk's hand.
Will we see the Aponto? We do not. So not continuing the trend of the first game here, but still plenty of
Ooh,
tiles to go, even if they're
one
locked
away
up in
here
other
for
people's hands.
Namyuk. In the south seat, possibly pushing here with these 9s.
So I believe one more tile to be drawn for Saso. There's like one potential tile that they could draw, and you only need one. But it's gonna be the Ricci from Null Milk here on the 1/4, and something that might be a little bit easier to find.
Actually, it feels like there's only 2 tiles left, isn't there? Oh, 1 tile left now. Only one copy of the 4-pin left. Unless we see a Ron. But
Mm.
sometimes one copy is all it takes. We saw the last copy of the Trio Bamboo being summoned on the previous game.
Mhm. Also, those terminals tend to come out if people get a little bit desperate with folding. So, could always happen. But these players are professionals at folding here, and that's almost quite a lot of being a top player is being able to play very well defensively.
hmm Yeah, for sure. These players are going to be top of the line in defense, but in today's matches, they'll have to do something a little bit different, right? Trying to be a little bit more aggressive just to make sure they are pushing for every opportunity they have to get that first place, possibly. Oh, and there it is, the last foreign sumoed. So there's gonna be Richie, Pingfu, Tanyao, Sumo, Dora 2, Dora 3. So I think that's Hanuman. Missing that one Ura for the Baiman, but still 12,000 points. Very nice hand here for Korea. Now taking the lead.
Yeah, and if this is a lead that they can hold, that might be a very good boon for the Korean server. Already in the lead at plus 39 overall. So, looking scary for some of the other competitors. Going to have to make big moves pretty soon here.
Resco possibly looking at a good hand here. Pawns the Green Dragon, and looks like they might be looking at the half flush with the West Dora. Of course, there's only one West left to be drawn. Buck's hand. 2 away. Nice pickup here. Potential for mixed triple sequence. 3, 4, 5.
Got to be a believer in that mixed triple sequence, you know? Always got to look for it, always got to keep it in the back of your mind.
Ooh, Chi for Tenpai here. A little bit of an awkward way. Only 3 tiles left out of this two pair triplet weight, but there are plenty of upgrade chances here.
Yeah, plenty of upgrade chances, and might just be able to sneak in a little bit of a quick and easy round here, depending on how things move forward.
Yeah, Resco has not had their dealer yet, so maybe just looking to shut down Korea so that they don't run away with the game, as they have with the previous match.
Nature's going to be able to double up that west win there, find it for a pair maybe.
Also, guys, if you're enjoying these matches, remember to hit the like on the stream. Helps us out a lot. Appreciates our work.
This is
And
potentially
appreciates...
a giant hand here for Nature. Very
Yes, so the Richie not Pinfu, but 2 Dora, potential mixed triple sequence, pure double sequence. Going to be a massive hand here if Nature can find the one pin. There's one left to be found. And 2 4 pins. Oh, this could be dangerous.
This could be
oh,
a deal
the mixed
in.
triple sequence, and that's gonna deal in. So Richie, Chanta, mixed triple sequence, pure double sequence. What is that? Is that a Hanuman or a Baimon? So many Yaku. That is a Baimon. 16,000 points. Oh, we're seeing some crazy hands today. They woke up inspired.
They really did. Some creative Yaku chaining there. That's really cool.
I can't remember the last time I saw Chanta Ipeiko Sanshoku. Triple sequence, pure double sequence, half outside.
Oh man, that was a thing of beauty. And now we kind of have to wipe our eyes, move on to the next hand, see what's going on here.
It's now Resco's dealer. Going to be looking to make it big here. There have been quite a few big hands already won. Hopefully Resco can follow suit. So there are 4 games to be played. Korea took first in the first game, if you guys were not here for that. And so that does mean that the first place is the most amount of points that the players can get. So they're all fighting for that first. But even though Korea does have the lead right now, since there's 4 games, all servers could have one player get first to kind of even everything out. So the raw points will actually matter quite a bit as well.
It's going to be a triple-sided weight for Sashu Saso here on the 147 of Bamboo. And a wide weight might find the Ipatu, but does not. So a different vibe than our first game here. So it's going to be a matter of either pushing or folding here for the other players.
It's gonna be difficult to push these hands with the tiles that with such a wide weight. Maybe nature might be the only one who can get their tempai on 5-6 with 2 Dora.
Yeah, bamboo incredibly dangerous here to drop.
Let's 7-man Suji off the concealed triplet, very dangerous. Fortunately for nature, does not deal in. But oh, this Tempai Dora to Tanya going to deal into Sasa's hand. So Richie, painful Dora. 3,900. A quick and easy Richie win there. Not really much to be said, just taking the points and running.
And that's a pretty consequential win there for the China region, overtaking first place there now. So it's a very, very close run between these two regions at the moment. Other two still very much in the game, but that first place switching hands now.
Yeah, but here comes Japan's Nature 123, hoping to bring the harmony to the match, wasn't it?
Hmm.
See if they can find a nice hand here. They are currently very close to first, so they don't need a lot. But of course, they are going to want to get as many points as they can.
Yeah, Sasso here finding two Dora. Not something that's callable now that we're in South 1, but very nice to have, and could see them drawing the very last one here for some incredible luck if they have it. Across the way, some interesting shapes here in Nomok's hand, deciding if they want to keep the Rionmen on the 3-4, and they do. So a lot of pairs in that hand, deciding what they want to do with it, and making a good decision moving forward here.
I wonder if Sasso's going to end up going for a sort of triplet base hand here to be able to use these Dora. Otherwise, it might be kind of difficult to actually use them.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was gonna say maybe like a 2-3-4 mixed dribble sequence would be a way to do it, but they dropped the 2. Deciding to keep that red 5, so just going for huge value here, and trying to run away with the lead here in South 1.
Looks like nature has finally gotten rid of all the terminals, so probably going for a all symbols hand here. Actually, one away from it right now.
Yeah, it's a powerful position to be in. Only need a small hand to overtake first here and keeping your dealer seat. So it's exactly where nature wants to be, really.
So the Chinese self player right now, Sasso, now one away from 7 pairs, Dora 3. So we'll see if they can draw the last pair. Always so elusive.
The 5-mon gets kept by nature. So going to be locking in some shapes here. Looking at a pretty good one away for them. Definitely a callable hand as well, should they so decide. A little bit of a backfire there with the 3 of bamboo, but nothing too bad. No upgrade there for Sasu Saso, but still one away for that 7 pairs 3 Dora, which could be a very nice hand too.
Yeah, the 7-so would be a nice weight. It's Suji off the 4-so. Pre-Suji Ricci trap. Or also winning on the 9-so. Potentially. Right now, no Tempayas off yet on the table. We're in the late game, so to speak, of the hand. 3rd row. So now it's perhaps making a play just to get Tempai, to get some continuation points. Like, nature might be interested in here.
Yeah, it's interesting because normally we see a very quick tenpai from these players.
There it is, Tempai.
Actually, tenpai from Namyok, but they have to decide if they want to drop the Dora for it, and they do.
Ooh, and
And
the
immediately
chase by
chased!
Resco.
Oh man! All right, so we
So
have
this-
Nomok waiting on the 7-so and Resco on the 4-7 pin. Let's see if anybody finds it. Not on the Pawn Sutra.
It looks like there are a few 7 pins actually to be drawn by Naomiok for the potential Ron or the Tsumo by Rasko. Down to the wire. No player dealing in. Unfortunately, Nature cannot find that Tenpai to continue as dealer.
All right, and it's gonna be the 7-pin found, but not dropped by Sashu Sasso. So we end up
Mhm.
with 2 players in Tenpai here at exhaustive draw, and Nature gonna be losing their dealership here in South One. So we move on to Sashu Sasso as our dealer now. So some good shapes for them in their starting hand. Nature with 2 Dora on the red dragon there in their starting hand. Lots of terminals and honors in Resco's starting hand, and discarding that
Mhm.
1 mon, meaning maybe not going for
No
13
13
orphans
orphans
or
today.
all that sort of stuff, which respectable. Make the right play.
I
Fine.
do gotta mention though, Nature's hand starting off with Dora 3, looking for that red dragon pawn. That might be the exciting hand of the match. Ooh, 1 away now. The
Yeah, so
East
this
red would
is
be
what we're
quite the strong weight.
yes, and this is what we're sort of used to seeing with these players is a very quick tenpai that is
There it is,
somehow
Tenpai.
very powerful. So
Well,
now
Tenpai
we're
on
waiting on an
East and
East red.
red. And these players are pretty good at defending, but sometimes you have no better tile than just an honor, an off-wind honor.
Yeah, this could be
That would be deadly.
a really tough and also mentally draining loss here, dealing in with like the random east wind and stuff like that. So, could be a pretty tough hand to lose. But at the moment, other players still kind of waiting around to see how this shakes out. It seems.
Ooh, the red and the East being drawn by Rasko. Meaning probably unlikely to win this hand.
Yeah, sadly that is the case. But Nomok, a little bit closer to the Tenpai there, but um, probably going to be folding this one out based upon the state of their hand.
It's 6-0 being drawn, being discarded there by the Ricci. Makes it quite a nice tile to discard.
Yeah, and Sasso here looking to keep the dealer seat, um, but gonna have to navigate around this Ricci. But as we get through some of these discards and stuff from nature, it's becoming more and more apparent what is safe and what blocks in Sasso's hand might be something that they can keep and things that they can push. Um, so we might actually
Currently,
be able to see a tempai for them.
almost no Manzu, the character tiles being discarded on the table, so it does lead them to believe that nature might be in this sort of weight. But in reality, it's Namyok with a hand almost entirely comprised of Manzu.
Yeah, so now we come upon that decision that you're talking about. Do they drop the 7 mon here and lock in that 6-7-8 shape? They don't.
Yeah, looks like they don't do it quite yet because you can still draw the 6 mon to include all of the Manzu in the hand. But this is Tenpai now. And they don't go for it. 4-pin. I do like
Gonna
the
be
4-pin. This card is quite safe given the discards.
yeah, just a little bit too spooky with those character tiles. I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
Resco here. It's worth.
Oh!
Oh,
And the Ricci Tsumo. June. Dora 4. That's going to be a Hanuman.
つもじゅん羊が3匹
yeah.
羊が1匹
There it is.
羽ま
Big hand for Japan. Nature. 12,000 point lead
Yeah,
here.
just barely missing those Uradora, but
Mhm.
very nice hand from Japan. Very, very large. I was gonna say Resco really in that last hand, holding on to that East Wind, holding on to that Red Dragon, really showing some defensive prowess, a lot of patience there as well. But Japanese region being able to find that sumo. Doesn't matter if you don't deal in if they just sumo it anyway. You know what I mean? So tough position.
And there are 2 tiles left, and you found the best one, right? The red plus Dora giving +2 Han for the Hanuman.
Resco here with not too bad of a starting hand there on the right. And Nature, their hand looking like it'll take some time to come together. Same thing with Saso on the left. No Milk, our dealer, still has some edge weights and things like that. So to me, at least, it looks like Resco might have a little bit of a speed advantage here, but we'll have to see what draws come together because you can look at the shapes all you want, but sometimes the luck of these players just means that they're going to draw what they need to draw anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Resco has not, I think, won a single hand this game. Unfortunate. A little bit unlucky, but hasn't dealt in either, so maybe now is the time to win a big hand. Dartsu. Pure double sequence.
Yeah, it would be great to see, especially going into their dealer seat next round in South 4. So, especially for those rooting for the EN server, for those looking for, a nice prize there on their region.
I'm being discarded by the dealer. Not interested in a Tanyo shift, it looks like.
Nature finding a few upgrades here and there since we last talked about their hand. Might hold on to the south here as a safe tile, and they do. So, going to be looking maybe for a Ricci in the future. Might look to call into Tenpai later on what I assume would hopefully be in All Simple's hand, but might be a little tough with the outside Rionmen there, those double-sided weights. So we'll have to see how that one goes. Resco moving closer to Tenpai, finding that 5. So we'll have to wait and see how this turns out for Resco.
Yeah, ideal draw being the 6-pin gives Pinfu and uses the red 5. A 4-pin would also be nice. Drop the 9 pins for Tanyao. Upgrade. There it is. Best draw. Ricci. 2-sided weight. 4-7 with 2 Dora. So that's Reach Pinfu Dora 2. Gonna be pretty much a manga no matter if you Tsumo or Ron. And looks like 4 tiles left. 3 tiles left.
No Milk with a potentially good hand as well here. Could see the 3-4-5 mixed triple sequence come out, assuming they don't, how they fold and how tiles go. So, not out of the running yet, even though Resco is in Ricci. So we'll see if they fight for this dealer seat or not.
Yeah, with 3 8-pins discarded and the 9-pin being kind of outside of that 7-pin shape, it's not that bad to push it if you have, dealer manga and Tenpai for the mixed triple sequence Tanyao. Dora. Ooh, this
There's the
4-mon
4.
though. This 4-mon. It's not great. And just folds.
Very nice fold there. Can always try to call for Tenpai in the next few turns, but might not have the chance now.
Rasco does have the last draw, and there is one 4-mon to be drawn.
We
And
did
one
see
7.
Haite earlier. Could see it again. Who knows?
Come on! Rasco folds.
Oh.
Oh, the 6-mon. So close.
脳天
The valiant effort.
幸福はざなえる名はのごと
It's gonna be a
し
single Tenpai for Rasco, taking 3,000 points, leaving the Ricci stick behind. One additional 300 points to be grabbed. So now it's all Rasco. We'll see if Rasco can win some big hands here to make up for not winning any so far. Quite a nice starting hand here. Going to
Oh.
pawn the white dragon, go for the Honitsu perhaps?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like to me. I love
Oh
that
my
idea.
goodness.
But Nature says, I don't care about your ideas. I'm calling Ricci on turn 2, baby. So a big battle here between these two players.
It's actually Tenpai for a monster hand. 2-sided weight, Ricci Pinfu Dora, chance of pure straight for the Mangan.
Wow. All right, if you're on the EN side of things, need you to put up your hands and give your energy to Resco here.
Ooh, Tenpai on Dora. This is a big hand for Resco. It's actually Hanuman for 18,000 if nature might discard it. There's still
Yeah.
a chance to sumo. There's 2 left.
Resco is locked in here, discarding that 5 like it wasn't even a second thought. Just 9-mon. I'm going for that Dora. We're doing
Oh,
it.
and another Riichi by Saso, winning on the Tree of Bamboo only. Looking to win as many points as possible, but
Oh,
the sumo! Oh my goodness! Red, white, Dora 3, Honitsu.
純本一ドラにドラ
Wow. Resco, the people's champion, dealer, Hanemon.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Resco to the rescue. Taking that first place. So now just has to hold on tight to this first. Massive win for the EN server.
And that massive hand putting them into the lead is the first hand that they've won in this match. So really exciting to see them sort of make this comeback, break that yakitori as it's called, and really get in there. But now a very delicate situation to have to play around because being first in all last as the dealer does not end the game, as you see now. So gonna have to pivot towards some other method of ending the game here without losing that first place.
Ooh, Nature's gonna fight for it. Pawn's a double south.
Yeah, it
This
could be a
West
swift
gonna-
two-hand hand.
Yeah, this West gonna be getting dangerous with the Yakuhai being picked up by Nature later on. Could end up becoming a pairweight. Nice
Sasso
job for
could,
Resco.
Yeah, Sasso could come in here with the red dragon and just steal it away from under somebody, even if they're planning to do something. It could be a quick win here, for them.
Yeah, Sasso does have the Red Dragon triplet in hand. Currently 2 away, looks like. Yep.
No milk, looking like they're 1 away from Tenpai here with 2 Dora, and could be a pretty big hand there with those Dora. Maybe enough to take down first or second place here, depending.
Yeah, Korea did have a big win in the first game. At this point, Naomiok might just be looking to win as many points as possible with a 1 away door 3. We'll see if they can manage it. Little upgrade for Nature. 1 more tile of
Yeah.
acceptance.
Yeah, I like the decision there, deciding to keep the 5 of bamboo rather than keep all circle tiles there and stuff like that. Because you might think, oh, maybe you want to pawn things and all that sort of stuff, but keeping that 5 so increases your tile
Ooh,
acceptance here, as we see
there you go,
now.
Tenpai. 5-8 pen. 4 left.
4 left. It's a 2-han hand, so a direct hit off of Resco would be enough.
I believe it's 5 left, actually. 1 more.
Ooh, the 8
There's
does not
currently...
fit.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's enough for Nature. That's just going to be double south 2,000. But, preferring to just take the win than to risk it. So, Resco will take first in this game. Nature taking second. Quite a large second. Sasso, unfortunately, unable to hold on tight to that lead. I think they had some nice hands earlier. And Naomiok unable to win the last door 3 hand in cell 4. So that's going to be it for game 2. Resco for representing the EN server. Pulling through with a huge hand. Honitsu double Yakuhai door 3 for the dealer Hanuman to swing it to first. Sometimes you only need 1 hand. And we're going to be having a lucky draw for you guys. So we saw the last question, which server do you think will win? But this question we have today for you guys for a prize is will we see any Yakuman in this tournament? Do you guys believe? Do you guys believe? Do you feel it? The Yakuman, is it coming? Let us know in the chat. And to enter the lucky draw giveaway. For Fortune Charm for 30 days. Make sure to hit that like on the stream to help support the channel, help support us commentators and the production team. And here we have the score. The Korea server took that first place in game 1, and now in game 2 we have the EN server taking first, and we had Japan pulling through with that second, so basically even. So, you know, maybe if we see a first in the future for Japan, they could end up pulling into the lead. So, but Korea is currently in first with the lead by 13.3 points.
Very nice comeback there by the EN server going from last to second here, and now it's really anybody's game within the last 2 matches.
Yeah, so if any one of these teams pulls like 2 seconds, I think that's might be, you know, a huge deciding factor. But we saw that you know, taking a nice second can be very nice for your team also for when you do get that first. And looks like we do have the lucky draw winner, Ethan Hall. So congratulations on winning the 30-day fortune charm, Ethan Hall.
Woo! Nice. Man, I really do hope we get to see a Yakuman. That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. If we get a Yakuman, guys, which do you think it will be?
Ooh. You know, if I had to guess, I would say it would be the Korean server.
I see some people thinking Kokshi is definitely coming.
Ooh.
I see quite a few people saying 13 Orphans. Someone saying, really doubt it unless it's Denho Chiho. I did actually see Chiho, I think, a week and a half ago at my table. That's quite interesting.
Well, as someone named Tenhote, I do hope that we see Tenho. Alright? You know?
Yeah, it was so funny, honestly. It was East 1, I was dealer. I drew a West. I discarded it because it was useless for my hand. And then the South player draws his tile and then looks at his hand and takes a moment to really make sure and then just says Sumo. I've never seen anything like it before, and it was on my dealer too. Starting the game 16,000 points down.
Well, you know what they say, Mahjong builds character, and nothing builds character like that. So, very cool. So going into the next game, what do you expect to see from these different regions, Ari?
I think we will continue to see it kind of like what we saw, where if they can do that kind of half-fold push into a hand, right, to try and get that combat counter-attack win, right? Maybe trying to counter Richie to get someone to deal in and take that lead. I think that might be the strategy for some of these players.
I absolutely agree. Going into game 3, the EN server player is going to be Ericinator, someone that you might have seen in different cat food bowls and things like that in the past. So if you're rooting for the EN server, Ericinator is ranked number 14 on the global server if you go into Mahjong Soul and look at the leaderboard. Right on up there. So
Quite a good player.
Quite a good player. A lot of people might be rooting for the EN server here and for those rewards to come to them. So, you know, if you're rooting for them, there's a good chance that you might be pretty happy about this next game.
Also, guys, make sure to stay tuned. We will have more prizes for you guys, including something that you guys have been already asking for. I think some of you know what I mean. So stay tuned. Be exciting. Not only do we have exciting Mahjong matches, we also have exciting prizes for you guys.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, Irie, but I heard that pressing the like button on the stream actually increases your sumo draws.
I do believe that, honestly. It does have
Yeah.
the little like button there. You know, it's the hand. You're drawing the tile. The power of the like button.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
So our match is getting started. Are you guys excited for the third game of the night or of the morning here for us in East Coast USA? Here he goes. This looks like our first dealer will be Shida Hum, and our second dealer Eric Nader representing our first dealer from the China server. Tatsuno going to be our third dealer representing the Japan server, and our final dealer will be Guyong representing Korea.
Yeah. So Shida Hung right now is finding some very nice shapes in their starting hand, alongside the white dragon and the red dragon there as our dealer. So might be able to find a nice double-sided weight sort of hand out of this, and could even, well, maybe find Itsu here, that pure straight, in the characters sequence.
Yeah, it is quite a nice shape. You do need a pair, but you have two very nice shapes to draw those pairs.
That 7 is a really nice upgrade there too. So now looking like a very strong contender for a Richie hand.
And we could see even the 4 bamboo draw for the optimal optimal draw. Suffering a little bit from too many shapes here. Too many runs.
So something to talk about here is that with Tatsuno opening their hand right now, it's East 1, you're opening your hand, all that sort of stuff. Looking at the statistics, they actually open their hand and win open hands more than most of the competition. So that's something that we'll probably see from Tatsuno going forward, is these open hands, finding the value in that red 5 and the door that they have in their hand, and just going for speed based on opening their hand. So that's something to
So a
watch out for
very
as we move forward.
so more aggressive playstyle. An open hand master takes the
Yes.
tempai. So waiting on the trio bamboo close to the Dora. Could end up seeing a Forso draw upgrade for the Mungan. I quite like the aggressive playstyle. I'm like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I like taking the upper hand, the initiative.
I absolutely agree. But it's the Ricci from Eric and Nader, also in these statistics, always the first
Ooh.
2 Ricci and the highest Ricci win rate in the tournament. And we see that here right now. Eric and Nader finding that Ipatsu. It's going to be Ricci Ipatsu mixed triple sequence for a Mongon.
Yeah, the Ricci Patsu mixed triple sequence. That's gonna sting. But great for the end servers, kicking things off with a Mungan. Now moving into their dealer, already in the lead. Let's see what they can make of this.
Absolutely beautiful. You love to see the EN server with some flow going on here. Don't call it a comeback because we never left the building. All right. So right now, Eric and Nader's hand is going to have to take a few turns to get moving here. Tatsuno on the right, looking like they have some good shapes in their hand and should be able to reach Tenpai by probably the middle of the second row here. Guyong across the way has some upgradable shapes in their hand as we move forward. And Shida Hong on the left has quite a few pairs in their hand, but nothing that should slow them down necessarily.
Tatsuno making some steps towards Tenpai, but not anything yet. Looks like the biggest potential hand here is Shidalhum, as you said. Could end up being a Tanyo shift here to make use of those 3 Dora.
Could be a shift towards 7 pairs here as well. Keeping that red 5 for extra value potentially. And actually, Eric is going for this pure straight, deciding to try and find that 6 and 7 of characters in the future. So going to be a little hard to find, but something that I personally respect as dealer is making your call early. Seeing that 1, 2, 3 chi makes other people think about what Yaku you might be going for, what you might have. Scares people a little bit, might make them fold preemptively, all that sort of stuff. Especially in a tournament setting, especially when you're dealer. So really love that play there from Eric.
Yeah, so currently 2 away. Can cheat twice to get into Tempai. Does need a 6 and a 7 specifically, though. One of which is discarded. Tatsuno shifting towards null
Finding
simples.
Tenpai.
Tempai on the 6-mon. Silent Tempai, Dora 3. So this is Mongon. Ooh, Suji Trap?
Yeah, do you Suji Trap with a 6? No, we Suji Trap with
No.
a 3. We keep what we found Tenpai on. Very
I
nice.
think the 6-mon is just higher win rate. I mean, there's more tiles to Tsumo, but I think more than that, does not want to give the 6-mon to Erkinator.
Oh, very true.
There
Well,
it is. Ricci on the east. Quite a sneaky way. Only one left, so it could be Deadwalled. Right, it could be unavailable to be drawn. If you guys don't know, there's always 14 tiles that are not in play in Mahjong. So could be that the east is unavailable. We'll see.
And with that, Erkinator gets into Tenpai for this pure straight 1 Dora, and also the red 5 that I'm seeing now, and they
then
actually find it.
yeah, the deal in from Shidalhun is going to be only actually 2 Dora. Oh yeah, the 7 pin was picked up to get into Tenpai, so 5,800, sealing the Ricci stick too. Erkinator even further in the lead now. It's
And
looking
honestly,
good
having
for
a
the
pretty
Ian
nice
server.
opening hand too.
Yeah, this hand is quite nice. Some nice shapes. Dora in hand.
But Erkinator is not the only one with a pretty nice starting hand. Guyong across the way also has some nice shapes, especially in the circle suit, and definitely collecting circles at the moment. And on the left there, Shidao Hung with some pretty good shapes in bamboo right now. That 7's going to be a really nice pickup for Erkinator here. Might be able to find the pure double sequence on the 7, 8, 9.
It's also a nice tile to draw for the 7 pairs out, just in case you draw it. Ooh, Dora. You're very welcome here.
Yeah, very nice upgrade over the 1 pin as well. Just efficiency all around there for Eric. Finding the 3 now. Drops the
Ooh,
Dora. Decides,
yeah, just
hey,
drops
I
the
don't need it.
Dora.
I'm in the lead, man.
Just going for that more efficiency. Just get that Ricci. Yeah, after the 5 pin cut, keeping the 4 pin is not the greatest. We do see a Honitsu here, half flush building across the table.
Could be a pretty big hand, and could take away tiles from Erikinator's weight, looking for that 6 or 9 of circles right now. So could get lost in the sauce there. Tatsuno finding the Tenpai on 4. Tatsuno again opening their hand, looking for that swift Tenpai.
Trying to go for the quick hand. Make sure Erkinator does not run away with the game.
Yeah, need to make sure that people don't keep their dealership for too long, because first place matters so much in this game right now. And
Ooh, Guyong
Guyong deciding the same
potentially.
thing.
Yeah, potentially going for the full big. Full big, as I like to call it.
And
Full
again, here
flush.
we see Erikinator getting the first Ricci, and based on their Ricci win rate, who knows? We might might see it come out. The weight might be a little hard to find here with things being in the discards and other people's hands. So as we move forward, we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, so there's only 2 6 pins to be drawn. Oh, Guyong narrowly avoids dealing into Tatsuno's hand. But it might cause the other players to fold here against Erkinator. That's a big thing, right? If you're dealer, you don't want your team to lose points. So Probably gonna end up folding.
Yeah, so of course, the best tile for Ericanator right now is the 9 of circles, of which there's only one left for that twice pure double sequence, or sorry, just pure double sequence. English names confuse me
Yeah,
sometimes.
actually, I do believe all of them are gone with 1 held in hand and 3 in discard. I think it's only the
Oh,
6
so
pin.
true. Yep.
Unfortunate. I do wish Arcanator could get the 9 pin for the end server.
Yes. Forgive me, it's early in the morning. I've been, you know.
Oh no, it
But
happens. It happens.
yeah. That's my favorite thing about this tournament. I have the excuse of it being early in the morning when I mess up.
It's true. Only one. Actually, only one 6 pin left now.
Yeah, it's actually Tatsuno giving up the double-sided weight there, leaving Tenpai in favor of folding. Certainly able to get back into Tenpai if they need to, but for now, leaving it behind in preparation for their dealer seat next time.
Maybe not next time because looks like Arcanator is probably gonna maintain dealer here.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a repeat too, I imagine.
Yeah, it looks that way. So
テンパイだ
only
ぞ
Ericanator in Tenpai right now for this exhaustive draw. A nice plus 3,000 on their hand, which, is, maybe about half of the value that they could have had. Maybe even a third of the value that they could have had with that hand. But it's points, and we take points in these situations, and we like
I
to keep
mean,
the dealership and
every
everything.
dealer
So,
repeat you can get, no one's gonna complain.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what Arcanator can do with this hand. It's not that bad. Across the way, we do see Guyong with quite nice shapes. Dora too. Dora West gonna be hard to use this round.
Definitely going to be hard to use this round. If anyone can use it, it's Guyong sitting in that west seat. Shidao Hung on the left there. Probably looking to make a pair of that west win, just so that they can try and get back into the running here. It's only East 2. We still have a lot of game to play. But right now, Ericanator effectively doubling the points of everyone else. So other players are going to be looking for those big swings, not just to get back into this game, but for the Japanese and Chinese servers, really looking to get their team back into the overall game as well.
Shido does have the hand to do exactly that. Dora 3 in hand. Not the worst shapes in the world. Ooh, a
No,
con!
wow.
Close con reveals Green Dragon as the new Dora. There's only one discarded.
Very interesting, I
Ooh,
guess.
nice one away here for Guyong.
Definitely going to be looking for that Ricci, and most likely going to be hoping for that Dora, but going to be very, very hard to find because there's only one left. And that is the one that's left. So maybe we see a pivot now from Guyong dropping that Dora. Yes, we do.
Unfortunately, Shidelham does not have the Yaku to take the West triplet.
Oh, an interesting pivot here from Ericanator, dropping the 4-pin. So looking like we're moving towards 7 pairs. Now 1 away for that hand. And it'll be interesting to see if Ericanator decides to Shadow Tenpai that or to call Ricci. Definitely a player that we normally see call Ricci, but whenever you're this far in the lead, maybe Shadow Tenpai is the way to go.
I mean, there is a con out there, and you never know the next opportunity to get points will be, right? You might just never win another hand.
Very
But
true.
there it is, Guyong Ricci's. So it's going to be Ricci Tanya with a con and waiting on 5-8 pin. So kind of sharing the weight here with Tatsuno.
Yes, and there is no head bump in this tournament. So if someone drops a 5-pin, both players are going to call Ron off of them. Ooh.
ドン
Tatsuno deals in. Sorry, Ericanator deals into Tatsuno. It's going to be
タイヤを
Tanya only, but picking up 2,600. 2,600 extra points. So it's almost like a 330.
Yeah, if I'm in Ericanator's position right now,
Wow.
I'm not terribly mad about that.
What is Shidelham's hand? Dora 4
Oh
in
my gosh.
hand. Half
And the
flush.
con of the two?
I don't think you
Oh
even
man,
con this.
I don't
'Cause
think
it's
you
just so
can, but
good.
like
Yeah.
it's 4 of
It's
2s.
actually
Like,
one away.
oh my goodness, what what are we doing here, man? What is this? All right, so Chinese server with some luck, and definitely some comeback potential. Currently, the region sitting in last place. So looking to have these giant hands that could swing things back into their favor. So this is a hand that could do it.
We do have Tatsuno one away now
Mhm.
to compete. It's gonna be Tenpai or Shidoham on the west potentially, but decides not to take it.
Mm. Deciding that they need the value maybe from the closed hand, or maybe it's a little bit early to call. Gonna see if their hand can upgrade and stuff like that. Tatsuno maybe in a little bit of an uncomfortable position for them.
Ooh.
Not a player that likes to call Ricci, but want to close on this sort of hand. And it's actually
Well,
going to
that's
be the Shadow
Tenpai.
Tenpai for
I mean, yeah, you have
Shidahong.
close 22 green with Dora triplet. That's gonna be a Hanuman guaranteed. Oh my goodness, Tatsuno deals straight into it. What a monster hand. Turn 4. Dama Hanuman. What a crazy hand.
Wow. That is a luck stat if I've ever seen it. Turn 4 on that Hanuman. Absolutely devastating. Tatsuno now going to need their second dealership to really come in clutch here for them to make a sizable comeback.
I don't know. Chad did say the Kokshi was coming.
哦 no!
Kyushu Kyohai Americanator. I respect it.
Chat's dreams crushed by Ericanator, but I think they want to see the win from the EN server more so than a Kokishima, so the 13
Mhm.
opens. It is what it is. Ericanator with a potentially fast hand here. A couple of pairs to be able to pull, and also the East Wind here sitting in their hand. So, and it looks like it could very easily come out from our dealer here, Guyong.
Mhm.
So, could
Guillaume
be
does have
a swift thing.
does have a potential for a nice hand with the mixed triple sequence. Tanya?
Mm. Yeah, it's very true. On the left, a few pairs in Tatsuno's hand, probably looking to build some value now, putting them into again kind of an interesting position because their play style is to play open a lot,
Mhm.
which means that they sacrifice some value for that speed. But what they need right now is value, so it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this situation.
Yeah, we'll see if there's some adaptation by Tatsuno.
And there's that pun from Ericanator that we were just talking about. So getting closer to Tenpai there with the Eastwind and 2 red 5s. So going to be looking to probably keep those shapes in their hand.
Yeah, the 2-man pawn I think is likely to come out if someone. Well, I mean, only really if Shidoham draws it.
Mhm.
But the other shapes are quite efficient. There's also possibility of Sanshoku, mixed triple sequence, 5, 6, 7 for an
Oh,
extra
yeah.
Hander.
Mhm. This is why you always got to keep an eye out for it.
Ooh, there it is. Ricci for Guyong. Do you take this? Or do you go for the upgrade? Just Dama. Okay.
Could be Dama for now and then look for an upgrade moving
Yeah,
forward.
there is
Always
the
wait one turn.
yeah, there is the mixed triple sequence upgrade. If you draw the 5-man,
Mhm.
would be a 3-sided way too.
And now it's Shidao Hung finding Tenpai on the 4, and Ericanator finding Tenpai on the 4 and 7 of characters. Do we see the Ricci from Guyong? No.
Ooh, and Sumo from Shinoham. Gonna be a 2-han Sumo. So 500, 1000. Tiny hand, but moves the dealer along. Prevents Guyong from coming back. Now, South 1. It's time to see if Shinoham can make better use of this dealer than last time. Well, depending on the Ericanator, right? Who does
Mhm.
have the South pair, so that's going to be double South being potentially picked up here in the future.
Yeah, this is a tough hand to navigate for Shidao Hung. Just looking at like the shapes and everything, going to be a while before this hand comes together. So Eric and Nader pawning that south and Tatsuno pawning the west. You know, these are hands that are going to come together so much faster than the dealers, which is going to be a tough position to play from right now. Tatsuno moving even closer to the tenpai with those with that Dora pair, looking kind of scary, but needs to fill that 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be a little bit difficult there. For now, though, things are moving along. Eric and Nader still looking to fill some shapes here on their hand, but it's actually Tatsuno finding that 1, 2, 3. So the difficulty is negated by their luck stat here. Gonna be upgrading to the 2, 3, 4 a little bit, and kind of waiting on this 7 of circles locked into other players' hands at the moment, but certainly has the potential to come out of Eric and Nader's hand if they find something else as a pair.
So, guys, we have just been updated. We have just been informed by Yostar that according to the Posta rules, this tournament is not using the goal mechanic. So the Oka, the extra 20,000 points to the first player. That means that there is no bonus for first place. So only the raw basic score is all that matters. Is the update we're receiving. So we will update you guys with the scores as soon as this match is done. Or maybe we'll see it soon. It's an exciting hand for Tatsuno.
It's an exciting hand for Tatsuno, and Eric and Nader could find the door here as well for a little bit of an upgrade on their tenpai. So we'll have to see what ends up coming out right now, or what gets drawn more likely. So 2 players in tenpai, and potential Ricci here.
An interesting Ricci here. 4 copies of 8-man being used as a triplet in a sequence. Do they go for it? There's a potential for tree concealed triplets as well, discarding the 7-pin, which is what they go for, but it deals into Tatsuno, the open hand specialist.
So that's gonna be 3,900 points going to Tatsuno right now, and it gets them a little bit closer to their second dealership here. And honestly, it seems like they're still in it. So
Tatsuno drawing 1 away.
Well, very
in the
nice.
starting hand. Wow, Hurricaneator, nice hand. 3 Dora right now.
Mm-hmm. Guyong's hand, a little bit of a struggle bus, a lot of terminals there. So we could see a pivot towards 13 orphans right now. You know, they've only thrown simple tiles so far. So if you're hoping for that, maybe we get to see it. Who knows? But a lot of the one of characters are in Tatsuno's hand, so gonna be a slim chance if we do see it.
Yeah, that is 1 away for Tatsuno. A pretty wide 1 away at that. Ooh, another honor being picked up by Guyong.
All right, we're moving towards it. It could happen. Oh, it could happen. That's another one.
Oh my goodness. So all wins and dragons.
So there you go. It's gonna be Tatsuno calling Ricci, a rarity in his gameplay. But hey, it is what it is. So 4-7 is the weight.
If Guyong gets Tenpai, here's the thing: if Guyong gets Tenpai and Tatsuno draws the 1-man, even if they con, the 13 orphans.
Still trapped. Oh no! Yeah, that could be devastating.
Oh, it's gonna be difficult to push this hand for Guyong.
Mm-hmm. Actually, really interesting that Eric and Air draws 2 pairs of dragons right now, based on the rest of the board state. So, definitely gonna be kind of like locked in mochi with Guyong. So they both have pairs of the white dragon. So Arachnator right now probably, just like really hoping for that white dragon to come out, but unless we really get into a folding state from Guyong, we're probably not going to be able to see that white dragon come out. So Arachnator very much locked in this dealer position.
We'll see if Harkonnen can get them by. Guyong might end up dealing into it in an attempt to fold. But looks like they're not stopping yet. They're just gonna keep going. 13 Orphans still has wins in its sail. Looks like Harkonnen dropping away from the one away, realizing that the whites are probably not coming out.
Interesting. All right, and there's the beginning of the fold from Guyong. Gonna drop the 9 of characters there. Just kind of deciding, maybe the 13 orphans isn't gonna happen this time, but it could still happen in the future. Who knows? So, it's always fun to see people get close to these things. No chi from Arachnator. Just gonna continue folding. That east wind is still a live tile, so not wanting to deal in with that, and also the white winds are technically still live, locked into Guyong's hand. So still quite the amount of folding to go here as we move towards the end of South 2.
The east hasn't been cut yet by Guyong, so it looks quite dangerous. Oh, the 7 bin comes out.
You can see the logic there, absolutely, but
リーチ
it's the logic that deals you in. But it's only Ricci or Adora, so
Yeah.
not the worst thing in the world.
I mean, it could have been much worse with that
Oh, yeah.
1-mon triplet. Wow, what a hand.
Whoa.
Interesting hand here for
Very cool.
Tatsuno.
So we might not see 13 orphans, but who knows? This could be Suanko.
Yeah, this
you
could
know,
be
that,
four
four
concealed
concealed
triplets.
triplets.
That's true. Yeah, so the update, guys, apparently we're not doing the plus 20 points for first. We're doing basic points only, so they're just going to be playing for points now. That's what it looks like. So, as many points as they can get. Tatsuno is going to be trying to run this dealer for as many points as he can. Oh, there it
Ooh,
is, another
flying a
triplet.
triplet. We could see it.
Wait, this could be a pair weight. It's going to be a pair
Oh,
weight.
man. All right, so let's look around the table here. There's one 3-mon remaining in Shidao Hong's hand, so there's one more to draw for Tatsuno. And in terms of the 8 of circles, it's still out there.
One left. One left.
But we can't get too distracted by potential Yakuman. We have to look at other players' hands here. Guyong on the right with 2 dragon pairs and a good smattering of character tiles as well as Adora in the bamboo suit. So certainly some potential there for a quick and easy hand.
Ooh.
Keeping the green dragon, we have 2 potential Yakuman on the table. So this could be
honestly,
very explosive.
even if this is not Yakuman, a double Yakuhai Honitsu small tree dragons would still be a Hanuman. So quite good for Guyong.
Yeah, and these
Ooh,
players are
Ordora
looking
too.
for big swings right now, so going for these large hands absolutely makes sense. Could be very, very devastating for anybody at any moment. Shidao Hong's gonna finish up a shape here in the 2-3-4 bamboo. I'm gonna be moving to a 2 away.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh wait.
Okay, so it's only
it's not possible. It's not possible. It
it's
can only
only
be
little
the
dragon.
small. Little tree dragons. Oh, this guy's not even to take it.
Wow. Okay. Keeping some safety in the tournament environment. Okay, I get it. So
it's totally valid. This is still a Mangan,
Yeah. So the potential thing here is to get a triplet of the Dora for them.
There we go. Ricci
And the upgrade there.
for Shidao. It's gonna be a 5-8, so Ricci Pinfu Dora. We see the Ipatsumo. There's only 1 8, so 2 8s left. I think 1 5 so?
Mm-hmm.
Only the red one. So it's +1 Dora no matter what.
That's what I love to hear. It's Dora no matter what. No problem.
Guyong kind of folding into a one away here again. Now Dora 3. Still Mangan. There it is, Tenpai. Takes it.
Very nice. Putting on the 1 or the 4.
Oh,
And
there's a
that
good
1 could
sell. You
very
can't push that
possibly
one.
come out with Tatsuno.
I mean, how can you push this? It's so dangerous. But Tatsuno is very aggressive.
Mm.
Currently in last. And pushes
Oh,
it.
wow.
Gotta deal
Pushes the
into
Dora.
Shinohan. Richie Pinfu Dora 2. For the almost Mangan. We can call it Mangan, right, guys?
Yeah.
We can call it Mangan. Unfortunately for Tatsuno, the aggressive playstyle not quite coming true this game. Currently in South 4 in last. And now it's going to be Guyong's chance to make a run for it. Two players also fighting for that first. Although, now it's only the basic points that matter.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting position to be in. South 4 seems to have kind of like snuck up on us. It seems like it's been a relatively fast game. And so Ericinator really wants to find the points here, but also just sort of end the game in first. So because it's those flat points only now, first place isn't as crucial necessarily. But certainly you want to end with as many points as possible. So a direct hit on Shudao Hong would be the optimal situation here, but it's going to be very hard to find that sort of a play between these two players.
So
But,
what is Tatsuno split? Looks like we do see another 13 Orphans attempt. It is a lot of points.
It is a lot of points, and it's you know, you need some hope in South 4 if you're in last. You know what I mean? So
I
totally
mean,
understand.
the players are going to play for the win condition. That's what I like to see.
Absolutely. So Guyong starting to find some better shapes in their hand. Still has 2 edge weights. Might be a little bit hard to fill those, but
Mhm.
you know, not impossible. Could still see some dealer repeats here from them. Shida Hong definitely finding some nice shapes. Probably the best looking
Yeah,
hand of the
currently one away
bunch.
from mixed triple sequence, Tiny Eldora, so quite a nice hand to be one away.
Eric
The
Nader
nice thing
finishes
about it
his
is
shape there.
you can Dama it, so the Shadow Tenpai could come in clutch here.
It seems like Tatsuno is giving up on the mixture, 13 Orphans dream a little bit, but can still go for something like half outside hand.
Yeah, the White Dragon is a nice draw. You can try to get as many points as you can. Although I believe at this point the players were not yet informed that they're fighting only for basic points. So that will come into effect for the next game.
Pretty auspicious chi here for Ericinator, locking up that 4 of bamboo, so that Shida Hong, who is now in Tenpai for the 4 of bamboo, can't necessarily take it from them. So Ericinator moving that 1 step closer to Tenpai here. Has some pretty callable shapes, so we'll see what happens going on down the line.
Yeah, the 4 bamboo Tenpai. It is Mangan.
Oh man. All right. So no upgrades for Guyong. Looking like it's going to be a battle between Shida Hong and Ericinator at the moment. But Tatsuno definitely still in it with these two Yakuhai pairs.
It's a nice style drawn by Guyong. Still 2 away, but that does improve it a little bit.
There's the 4 draw, so that locks up another one away from Shida Hong into that 2-4 shape. Finding the chi is Ericinator finding the Tenpai on 7 pin. some say the most useful tile in ReachMahjong.
7-pin.
And he
there
finds
is.
it.
He finds it, yeah.
Useful indeed. Finds the sumo. That's the EN server taking the second first place in a row with All Simple's Dora from Ericinator.
So clutching it, 44,000. Shidolham gonna take second with 39,800. Guyong in third with 25,900. A little bit shy of the starting points. Tatsun are going to take the biggest hit here. Unfortunately, the aggressive playstyle and the pushes did not pay off this time. So we'll be updating you guys with the new scores as soon as we can. Currently, we're trying to figure that out for you guys. But we do have a lucky draw for you guys. So if you are interested in entering the lucky draw, type in the chat for a Fortune Charm 30-day giveaway. The question is, can the EN server hold their lead? We're currently in first, I believe, through raw points. So, do you guys believe? Do you guys believe? We got this.
Gotta believe.
Gotta
Absolutely.
believe. Let's go. So our anchor, the anchor for the EN server is gonna be Jinxy, who we saw in the previous tournament that we casted, I believe, taking that first place. We'll be hearing more from Jinxy after these matches. Exclusive interview. And we also have some big news for you guys. We have 2 new characters announced. 2 new Janshi. We have Saturn, looking very dapper, very elegant. What do you think?
Oh, I love it. He's got drip all around the little, Cobra cane and everything. I'm gonna be pulling for Saturn, man.
He looks great. Character voice Sho Hayami. So, yeah, look out for that. And we also have Jane, pretty cute little detective-looking girl. Who I wonder how she's gonna come into the Mahjong universe, Mahjong Soul universe. She is voiced by Atsumi Tanezaki. I quite like her design. I think I'm a big fan. I might be pulling for her. So I really like Saturn too.
If she
What
has
are
like
you
an
guys'
emote
favorite?
where like you can do like a little magnifying glass on people's decisions. Oh man.
That'd be great. I think she also has like a little pet around her neck. Do you see that? Little,
Yeah, like
little
a
ferret
little
with a mustache.
ferret or a cat or something. Yeah. Very cute.
Saturn has big appeal. I'm a big fan. When I saw the design, I was excited. I'm excited for both these characters, honestly. Which one are you guys most excited for? Very, very exciting.
Oh yeah. I really like the mixed green and purple and stuff in Saturn's design. It looks really nice.
I'm a big fan of the browns and the blondes, the blacks. I quite like Jane's design. Very cute, the detective style. See quite a lot of love for Saturn. Some love for Jane as well. I see you guys looking out for that code. Stay tuned, because your wishes might just come true.
Yeah. Personally, I really like Saturn and I really like Jane, but I also think everyone should like the stream and maybe share it with some friends as we head into our next game pretty soon. Always gotta do those little segues. But as we're waiting on the lucky draw here, let me just say, we have our scores right now. So if we're looking at this, the EN server is currently in first place. Let's go. So whoever the server is that takes first place, everybody on that server gets some extra bonus rewards and stuff like that. So EN server currently in first place with 99,000, but it's only roughly 5,000 points away from the Korean server. So this is still very much anyone's game. That's less than a Mongon away, right? So in third place, we have the Chinese server, similarly not too far behind. And then the Japanese server in fourth, that could still very well make it back in. We've seen some devastatingly large hands today, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
All right, and before we get into the match, we do have the winner for the lucky draw. Fortune Charm 30 days goes to Lent. Congratulations, Lent. Contact Yostar by email. Since you're the winner, you did it. Mahjong Soul, mjs.cs@yo-star.com for your prize. Hope you enjoy that free jade going into your account from the Fortune Charm. You gotta log in though. Gotta play every day. So here we'll take a look at the scores again. Only a 5,800 point difference between Korea and the EN server, who are both currently fighting for the first spot, for the trophy, for the limited title, and all the glory. And right behind we have CN server, 12,300 points, 11,300 points behind the EN. So maybe with the buffer of 12k above EN and Korea, they could make it. And Japan server, quite a little bit far behind, but you know, sometimes you just see those games where the dealer runs away with 72k or something like that. So definitely still in the fight.
And with that, actually, I am going to be saying goodbye here. I have been Tenhote. It's been an honor to cast with both Tibbs and Irie once again, and it's always an honor to be here with Yostar. So you can find me on YouTube, on any social media as Tenhote. So thank you all so much for having me. It's been great. Have a good Game 4.
Thank you for commentating with me, Tenhote. It was a pleasure. Always a great time commentating with you. So insightful.
Thank you, Tenhote. Much appreciated. And of course, we love to hear your voice on the stream with us. Game 4 is beginning. This is the final game. Everyone, put your hands together for our final players in the Japanese seat, trying to bring it back for their team. We've got Outline 2, the big shogi player. We got Lil Toe on the right side in the south seat for China. Across the table, Jinxy there. That is our EN representative. And on the left, let me double check here. We've got Taekpung Daigwa. That's a tough one for me for sure. For Korea, we'll say Taekpung. We are in Game 4 here. This is where it all comes down. This is the clutch moment. All the anchors have been released, and the ships have set sail.
Yeah, and it's Jinxy who has the upper hand here with Dora 5?
That's right. That red 5 so is a double Dora. So even though you can only see 4 shining tiles, that is worth 5 Dora.
That's right. They should make a special shiny animation just for the double Dora.
Oh, it shines both directions, like lights hitting
Shines
it from
both directions.
just an X, so you know it's twice as valuable.
That's right.
Yeah, but it looks like all of our players here have some sort of value. Of course, Outline in the dealer seat going for that half flush has a red 5 of their own for Dora. On the right, Lil Toe has been moving their hand. They did have an inside hand to start, but they just drew a 1-mon recently, so maybe a little less valuable, but they're still only 1 away from Tenpai, so definitely fast.
And there we go. Making a play for maybe a Toy all triplets half flush Dora would be quite the nice hand
Yeah, that would be
to win
Mangan.
on dealer.
A quick Kan could even make it a Hanemon with the right Uradora or Baimon. On the left, Taikpung seems to have the slowest hand so far. Still only 2 away from Tenpai. Jinxy for Ian. Ricci has to give up 1 Dora for it, but still has 4 of them. So
God,
honestly,
but there's only 2 tiles left because all the 5 pins are in Outline's hand.
yes, and the
Oh, and the
counter
chasing
reach.
Ricci.
Well, they're both waiting on that 5 pin. Jinxie wants the 2 pin as well. Lil Toe wants the 8 pin. That's actually really tough for Outline. Either way they go, you can see almost their entire hand is covered in red right now.
Yeah, so the only safe tile is the 4 pin.
Goes with the red dragon. This could be tough for Jinxie because Jinxie's discarded an 8 pin, so it might look a little safer than the 2 or the 5 pin.
So no more 8 pins left and no more 5 pins left. So Lil Toad is not able to Tsumo anymore.
That's right. It's just a matter of whether Outline discards here. Or whether Jinxie can draw a 2 pin fast enough. You know, maybe even Outline waits on the 8 pin because it's a safe tile against the Ricci. And the 2 pin comes out instead if Outline gets a Tenpai.
Looks like no Tenpai. There's still 1 draw for both Jinxie and Lil Toe. Of course, the 2 pin would be discarded. There it is, Tenpai for Outline.
That's
What's gonna be dropped?
so tough for Outline here.
Oh, and the Dylan.
As expected. Unfortunately for both the Japanese server who deals in as well as the English server winning right now, who was looking for that big Ricci with Dora 4. Chinese server Lil Toe is going to take the first hand here with an 8-pin Roan off Outline.
And that's exactly what Lil Toe needs because the Chinese server was in 3rd before, so going to need as many points as you can rack up, and it's now time. Lil Toe's dealer. Let's see what they can make of it.
Yep. Remember, as mentioned, we are going by raw points here, so Korean server needs 4,800 points to overtake EN. Obviously, if EN gets first place in this game, they're currently first place overall and they would win. But biggest threat right now is the Korean server, only 4,800 points away. But with that win, the Chinese server is almost at where the Korean server is currently. So anyone's game still here. Outline moving super fast, going directly for the half flush, knowing Japan needs a ton of points to overtake in this game. Our dealer here, Lil Toe, has a well-formed hand. We'll see whether they go all the way for the half flush or not.
There it is, 1 away. This would be quite a nice Ricci waiting on Self and Green.
And a huge draw for Jinxie, just now hitting the 7 pin. That's going to put him at 1 away from Tenpai himself. He's got 2 Dora this time, only half as much as last time, but still pretty valuable.
So there it is, half flush Tenpai for Outline. Going to be 3,900 or possibly 5,200. But the Ricci from Lil Toe, the dealer, waiting on Self and Green, that's going to be a hard hand to defend against.
It might be Taikpung dealing in with the west or the south, although because Outline's got the half flush, west and south might look a little more dangerous, and Taikpung across the table may not deal them out.
Ooh, the red 5-mon. That's the last 5-mon. So no con from Outline.
Interesting, because Outline is definitely the one that needs to make the most noise on the table, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe, Outline could get the big upgrade by drawing the red 5-mon, the last one left.
Right.
For the Mangan, right? But
well, there's
unfortunately not quite.
The off chance that Taikpung discards it, although I'm not convinced that's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't think it gets a dealer Ricci. Taikpung Dewa is gonna drop the red 5-mon. Oh, there it is. A better Tenpai for Outline. 6 and 7-mon.
Yep, and out goes the West. Taikpung thinking about calling because they are West player, but they don't.
Ooh. Jinxie drawing 2 dangerous tiles, but not gonna deal in with either. Just 1 green left for Lil Toe.
Well defended, well defended.
One away
Taikpung
for
also
Taikpung draw.
defending well.
Yeah, but can still actually push this hand,
Yes.
potentially.
So dangerous though. 8-mon and 2-mon, both really scary, and Taikpung sees that as well. Oh, a little switch
Ooh.
up.
Yeah, the 2 Pandora, quite dangerous against the dealer Ricci. But, you know, Dora 2 is still kind of like a Hanuman. Kind of like a half flush, is what I
Yep,
mean.
they both are equal to the same amount of Han. Well, at least open. And outline is definitely open right now with 3 calls.
Oh my
Another
goodness,
Dora.
Jinxy drawing all the death tiles. That's good though, because no one can sumo.
Yeah, actually, Jinxy able to discard that 7-mon after outline did it. It was one of the most dangerous tiles in his hand. Of course, after outline discards it, it's pretty safe.
One away being picked up by Taikpung Dewa again.
The question is whether they will be willing to discard the 8-mon, because that is a scary tile. A very scary tile.
Looks like the only tempo is going to be the dealer and outline, so the Chinese server and the Japanese server going to be taking a little bit extra points, and dealer repeat for Loto.
Yeah, so
Who picks up the pair of the E's, so double E's in the future potentially.
That's right. The bottom 2 servers making up a little ground on the top 2 servers here. All of our scores being pulled just ever so slightly closer. Outline getting the second south. It is not their wind, so no value honor there, but might be a nice pair for a Pinfu down the line if they can get some better shapes. Outline is going to go with the aggressive 5-pin discard though.
Yeah, so this favors more strictly just drawing the 3-pin potentially for, you know, just getting to tempo as soon as possible.
Yeah,
But it does also leave the hand open to the possibility of half flush, which would be worth quite a bit. Or pure straight.
that's
So pure
true.
straight chance.
Or both. Because Jinxy really wants that 5-pin. Really glad to have drawn it after seeing 2 of them discarded. Outline is not going to call the south here, using it as their pair. But Jinxy will call the red dragon. That's worth Yaku. 1 away now for Jinxy. Has that isolated 1 Mandora. Probably hoping to pair it up or something like that.
I mean, yeah, we could see a Tunky, the pair weight on the Dora potentially. Be a way to add some value to the sound.
Yeah, and every point matters here in the last game. You know exactly how many points you need, and you know exactly how many points could be your downfall, so there's no ambiguity. Oh,
Ooh, now
2-3.
potential mixed triple sequence with Dora potentially for outline. So another nice choice there, but looks like they're still gonna favor the pure straight, hoping to get Dama on it. The silent tempai.
Little Toe has pulled the 3rd east, so also silent, but not quite Tempai yet. 1 away. Our first
There it
Tempai
is.
is Jinxy, using Dora, not going for the wider weight here.
I quite like doing this. This is definitely like my kind of playstyle. Ooh, Loto, Ricci, double east on a very nice way.
Yeah,
Quite live.
no con here after the dealer Ricci. Jinxy just throwing the red dragon back. 8-pin kind of scary, but 3 7-pin are discarded, so not as scary as it could be.
Yeah, the nice
And-
thing about this tempai for Jinxy though is that, ooh, I was gonna say the one might be picked up, but instead it's Luto who picks up the Ricci double east. Do we see some Dora? We do indeed. 1 Uradora for the Mongon. That's gonna be a huge swing. It goes from 5,800 to all the way up to 12,000. So a huge win here for the Chinese server.
But
So
that puts
this is
them-
exactly what they need.
That puts them 20,000 points ahead of the other 2 servers. 20,000
But they do
points.
need a 12,000, I think 11,300 points ahead of both to make it.
Yes, so that does leave the Chinese server in the lead right now. If the game ended with these point totals. So now Korea and English, Korean and the English servers have some room to come back. They have some work to do.
Boom.
And Jinxy definitely thinking about that now. was a little slower on calling the white dragons, considering that he needs a few more points than the initial beginning of the match, but still makes the call. This hand seems very slow without calling the white dragon, so makes sense here.
Yeah, we'll see. Uh, Jinxie just trying to get the dealership off. Lilto not wanting Lilto to run away with the game. Has to regain some ground here.
Yeah, this is definitely not the worst spot, but it's always better to be winning than losing. So I'm sure the English and Korean players, Jinxie and Taekpong, are feeling the squeeze here.
I mean, this is such an early reach here.
Yep.
リーチ
There's a little
And
room
just
for
takes it.
improvement, but not too much. So Lil Toe's gonna go aggressively at the reach.
Yeah, we'll see if Jinxie tries to challenge this, although I find it very unlikely. Although that is one away. Just drops the 9-man terminal for now. Nothing really better. Oh, but finds the Tsumo.
今回は私
So
の勝ちだ
Riichi, Tsumo Dora, that's gonna be 2,000 all.
Oh dear.
Oh, and the Aura makes it
Oh dear.
Mangan.
Yeah, fake Mangan.
11,700. I mean, with the repeat counter, that's another Mangan,
That's
essentially.
true. It's even more with 2 repeat counters. So
Wow,
Chinese
so-
server very strong right now.
Well, Saber coming true.
The sword of promised victory. Yeah, over 36,000 points ahead of these players. Because remember, we started with 30,000 points. Normally when you start with 25,000 points, you can kind of feel it a little more. Like all these players would have 5,000 less points. So imagine that kind of feel if, as the Japanese player, you had like 6,000 points, and as the EN and Korean players, you had only about 20,000, a little less than 20,000. That's sort of what is happening at this table. The extra points can make it feel a little bit less dire, but when you calculate the raw score, it's over 30,000 points, which means, even with the initial 11,300 point lead the EN server had, that puts them 20,000 points behind right now. But it is still only East 2. You can easily get 20,000 points with a dealer Baimon, as we've seen happen in this game already. Well, not this game, but in this tournament. So, it's going to be on Jinxie,
Wow.
it's going to be on Taekpung and Outline to come back here.
And the Chinese server has another really strong hand. Potential Riichi, Pinfu, Tanyao, Ipeiko, pure double sequence. So this could be another
Yeah.
crazy hand here.
They're only 1 away. Jinxie has a really nice hand as well, but he is 2 away right now. He's looking for that mixed triple sequence, 789. And Chinese server's
Just takes the
Tempai.
I know.
It is only 2 Han, so not big, but it is still dealer. There are 3 repeat counters, so that's actually going to make it medium-sized.
Yeah, no Tsumo here to make it 40 fu, unfortunately. For Lotto. Ooh, White Dragon being picked up. Potential mixed triple sequence here for Jinxie.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Though it's gonna be kind of hard to fit all these tiles into the hand. I think, yeah, just going for the...
Yeah, so he's going to give up on the mixed triple sequence here. No 789 in all suits.
So no 2 souls left. Only a 1/5 soul left for Lotto.
That's right. Although if Outline draws the wrong tiles, the 2 soul might come out from Outline. Most tiles, Outline keeps the 2 soul though. And Jinxie is just going to drive straight forward here, calling the white dragon. Really thinking about this tile, because this is a tough tile to discard. Gonna go with a 4-mon.
I mean, the Dora is the 8-man, but I feel like keeping your weakest shape with the strongest possible outs is a very good idea. And now Tenpai on
that's
the green
big.
picks it up correctly, so gonna be 3 Han, 30. 3,900 with extra 900 for 4,800.
Yep,
Going
and
to the way of EN straight off of Korea, which is pretty huge for the EN server,
that's right.
I'd like to say.
And that will put Ian ahead of Korea once again. However, currently, the big threat, Lil Toe for China, in that north seat right now. Jinxie's the dealer. It's time to make something happen for Ian. 5 blocks, pretty well defined in the hand. Does have that extra east, which is double wind right now as dealer in the east round, but
Ooh.
it does get discarded. There's one already on the table. The other blocks are pretty well set up.
We do have 5 pairs. Okay, no, but this is not going to be 7 pairs. This is just one away for the dealer.
Yes, pretty solid. Not much value, but perhaps Ricci can add it. Ricci can perform its magic. Taipung on the right, not looking too fast. Outline across the table, not looking too fast, and kind of hampered by a single Dora. And same with Lil Toe on the left, though Lil Toe's shapes are a little better. That one Dora in hand, though, is going to give Lil Toe a little bit of pause.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's hands are pretty slow here, so Jinxie might actually be able to pull a win here, even though this hand is not the best in terms of efficiency.
Yeah, this final match, you don't have room in the final match to keep waiting around. There's not future opportunities. The only opportunities are going to be in this match. And we are still in East, so there will be one more dealer at least for all of our players. Taipung getting 2 dealers still. And of course, if Jinxie wins this hand, he will keep extending his own dealer. Outline's hand starting to get a little faster. Nice twin sequence shape in the middle there, that Ipeiko.
Ooh, a nice pickup by Jinxie.
Yeah,
This improves the hand a lot.
It's
To
a nice
accept a
shape.
1 and a 4 pin.
Chance of Pinfu now.
Mhm.
With an 8-so draw, there are still some in the wall. Nope, none in the wall actually. No 8-so, so no Pinfu for Jinxie, unfortunately. Wait, never mind.
Ooh, there it is.
It's a huge upgrade that will allow
A huge
Pinfu.
upgrade.
Oh, the
Now
one
cutting the north.
tile. Yeah. Outline just throwing the 5-mon right back. Not going for the 5-6-7 Sanchoku here. Very scared of discarding Dora.
Oh, and Taipung is 1 away from 7 pairs, I just realized.
Right. We'll see which pair they choose to wait for if they get to Tempai. It's another pair for Outline, so Outline also has the 7 pairs opportunity, and considering how much they've been holding the Dora, perhaps this is what they were looking for the whole time, why they didn't take the other
now.
weights.
A curveball. What do you do with this one?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more Tempais now for Outline. A lot of them do involve discarding the Dora, though. But when you're down by this much, sometimes you don't have much of a choice.
He's got to reach here and pray for the Ipatsumo Urasan.
Come on, Jinxie! Or Big Dora draw!
7 pairs.
Oh, 5-pin isn't the greatest slate.
Oh my god, the immediate 5-pin draw, but that's not going to be dropped. That is in fact Tempai for Loto.
Yeah, really hard Dora discard though. Extremely difficult.
Dora discard is... I mean, considering you're in first right now, it's 61,000. Yeah, I think the fold is more what you should be doing.
So Lil Toe is out of this hand. Lil Toe will not speedily sneak away Jinxie's dealer. It's all a matter of whether Outline can draw a 5-pin.
Ooh, there it is, Jinxie. With Torichi, do you take the...
Huge chance.
3-side away, but so many of these tiles are actually discarded already.
Only
like
10 left in the wall.
2 5-sos gone and 2 8-sos, so there's... Yeah, this weight is actually better, and also it kind of might induce a 9-so discard.
Yes, the Suji trap. Suji fishing, just like the Korean player's name in the first game. This is a Suji fish from Jinxie right here. There were only 10 tiles left in the wall.
Yeah, the terminal Suji is quite strong. It is also Suji against both players, so there's an extra point for that.
Unfortunately, it's still in the wall, so you can't fish it out of the other players if they don't have it to begin with. Is it here? The very last tile? It is not. It's in the dead wall, so no 9-so for Jinxie, unfortunately. And of course, the 7-sos all in Taipung's hand.
Well, discarding any bamboo here feels really scary. But also the other tiles are not much safer.
Yeah.
And the 2-man gonna be the safest one. With 3-months, 4 2-months gone. So 2 Tempais. Outline not managing to pick up the huge hand. And same for Jinxie, but keeping that dealer repeat, so important.
That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. It's another chance at overtaking the lead here.
So Jinxie's hand, quite a lot of bamboo. And some
Ooh.
nice shapes, honestly.
Yeah, it's a
Looking like
little
potential
far, but
Tanyo.
all those bamboo are green tiles. Could we see the first Yakuman of the tournament? I think the 3-color, the mixed triple sequence with 2, 3, 4 is probably more likely here. But
Oh, a nice draw here by Jinxie.
yeah, a Yakuman would really be a fairy tale, but maybe not quite this hand. Taekpung on the right also has a pretty fast hand, looking at 2 away, but very good shapes. Across the table outline is working forward, but still has a little room to do. Still has a little more work to do, and same with Little Toe on the left. Of course, it is not South round yet, so South not their wind either, no Yaku. Maybe they're going for a half flush. Oh,
Very interesting. Very interesting draw for Loto. Could go so many ways.
yeah, I really like Jinxie's hand here. We'll see whether the mixed triple sequence will actually come out of it.
It's kind of hard to get it.
It needs a few perfect tiles, but it's still definitely there. Oh, Little Toe's hand just keeps lining up more and more. They're 2 away from Tempai now. And they're going to go for the half flush, so a little bit slower. Back to 3 away from Tempai, but much more value on that.
And there's still 2S to be picked up.
Boom.
And whoa, trying to cheat but gets pawned.
Yeah, this is the move that for the mixed triples.
Mm-hmm.
It does
That
have
is
the
possible.
Dora in it. It does have the 2-pin. But Jinxie doesn't have that yet. So that's going to be one of the hardest tiles to get. There's still 3 in the wall though, so
Yeah.
very good chance, all things considered.
Doesn't have the tile yet.
Right. Taekpung on the right, 1 away.
What is Outline gonna end up doing here? Is this gonna be a half flush play? Because you kind of need to, honestly.
Yeah, it's a huge draw for outline. A lot of options. Might have even kept the pair for an off chance of 4 concealed triplets. Suanko. Outline did have 4 pairs there. One of them was already triple.
Oh,
but
there it is, Senpai.
this could work out. Do they go for it or do they go big? You were mentioning the half
Okay,
flush
they're gonna
before.
go for the Reachy Green Dora too. So
Yes, that's right.
Sumo's Hana.
Oh, there's the 2-pin that Jinxie wants, but I
It's
don't
2
see
left.
Taekpung discarding this. To be fair, they are in a dire situation. The Korean team needs a lot of points.
The new Dora is East.
Whoa.
Not gonna help anyone.
8-pin it's
That 8-pin
Suji,
is-
but it's
Yeah, I mean
still
Suji
not
off the
great.
5-pin Reachy is so scary.
Yeah, and Taekpung on the right has not discarded any dots. Of course, we can see that Taekpung actually can use the 8-pin. They're just not Tempa yet. So it is part of their weight. That's just what makes the 8-pin so scary as well. Jinxie seeing it is going to play defense here for now.
Nice draw here by Jinxie.
Yeah.
Just unable to Tanya. And the 2-man looks quite good on this board.
Yeah, the 5-mon is actually safe to the dealer, but it's worth a few more points, a few more weights, even if you lose the mixed triple sequence. The extra Dora will make up for it in value. 2, 3, 4. Actually, Lil Toe gets the 2, 3, 4. Pair of 8s.
Ooh, a nice little shift here for Jinxie.
Yeah, so
Makes it a bit safer.
Jinxie can still make Tempai. Could happen. 8-mon, a little less scary, but still not completely safe. Maybe it's safe. Maybe Taekpung did that after the Riichi. I think that's actually what happened. That is not safe, though. 7-pin is Horrendously scary. If 8 pin is scary, 7 pin is twice as scary. Yep, Jinxie sees it. 3 pin comes out because it's been discarded by outline. We're down to 4 tiles left. 1 draw for everybody.
Ooh. The threesome's not that bad here.
5 mon is safe to the Ricci, but not to Taikpung. Of course, we know Taikpung not even close to Tenpai, but
Though I just realized this is a play only for the pawn that
Right.
Jinxie just made.
so it's a loss of a dealer for Jinxie. Still holding on to second place, but the Chinese team well out and ahead now in first place with these current scores. Japanese team getting 1,000 from each player there, outline collecting, but Japan is going to need a lot more than that.
You see a Yakuhai hand here, a Green Dragon pair for Jinxie.
That's right.
Meanwhile, Taikpung, they were gonna be mostly a Ricci hand, potentially. Perhaps mixed triple sequence 789. 678.
We'll see what Jinxie does. With that call on Green Dragon, he's lost his pair there. So maybe this is a move for half flush. It is. Jinxie knows that Yen server needs points to overtake China. At least has got to be within 11,300.
So currently, I think it needs about 20k.
Yeah, about 20,000 points. So that's why we see this
Well, a
half
nice one
flush
away here
maneuver.
for Taipong Dewa.
Yeah, Taikpung also needs points. Korean server was very close to first place with a very close second going into this game. And now sitting pretty deeply in third place. They're
It's actually going to come down to the wire.
right.
There's also a one-away mixed triple sequence Pinfu for outline. Potentially with Dora.
Yep, definitely don't count the Japanese team out yet. They do need a ton of points. But
There it is.
you can get those
Taipong with
points.
the initiative. 2-5 mon. And a
Fighting
Ricci.
Reach.
Counter Ricci.
Yeah,
Who now with the best hand. Tuso being the deadliest discard. And there's 3 of them left.
Yeah, a really tough spot for Jinxie here. Almost every Tenpai forces Jinxie to, not forces, but will induce Jinxie to deal in with 2 mon. 8 mon
Yeah,
doesn't
3 mon
really look that
discarding.
safe.
Yeah, no, this is a fold. This is a fold. This is
Tough
too
spot
scary.
here. The hand looks kind of decent, and Jinxie's
Oh,
gonna push
no.
it.
Jinx is gonna deal into the Ricci Pinfu mixed triple sequence Dora. So that's gonna be only a Mongon. Misses the Ura for the Hane. That's gonna be a deadly blow for Jinxi and the
Yep.
Ian server.
Yes, indeed. At least
Now
it
it's
was to
outline
the 4th place server currently, but I mean, Jinxie needed 20,000 points, and now it's about 28,000, 30,000 for Jinxie.
I mean, sometimes you get all those points in just one hand. We did see some crazy Baimons.
That's right, and
tournament.
even a couple shades of Yakuman. No one quite got Yakuman Tenpai yet. But we saw some opportunities. We saw some players turning down 3 dragons. To be fair, at that point, the Daisangen, the big 3 dragons, was already dead. There were 2 green dragons on the table, but even turning down some little 3 dragons for better weights. Top players will do that often because it's better to have a high chance of winning a high amount of points than a really minuscule chance of winning an exorbitant amount of points.
Mhm.
Now, Lil Toe gets this
And
strange
you gotta go for the
triplet.
average.
Yeah, and doesn't want it. Lil Toe already has 5 pairs as well as this 2-3-4 shape, so a triplet shape not very enticing. Of course, Jinxie very enticed by that red 5-pin draw. Also looking for the Dora 7-pin draw, and then would have a really nice Ricci. Otherwise, Jinxie's going to have to wait for the 7-pin Dora. We've seen 7-pin come through for a lot of players here.
Yeah, this just
Maybe.
went away.
That's right. Maybe it'll come through for Jinxie and the EN server.
This could even be pure straight, potentially.
Yeah,
This could be a big hand.
there's an opportunity for that. Basically, all of our players are 1 away here. No, Taekpung on the left is not. It's about 3 away, actually. The rest of our players are all 1 away. Another pair for Outline, but Outline's not going that route any longer.
Yeah, definitely the slowest hand of the bunch for the Korean server.
Yeah.
They are quite far ahead, though. I mean, they're in second with a nice amount of points. The main issue is going to be how to catch up to Lilto.
That's right, and Lil Toe's waiting to ruin someone's dream here with the Damaten, the Silent Tenpai, the Shadow Tenpai on the 2-mon.
Shadow Tenpai.
Lurking in the shadows, waiting to ruin someone. Oh no, it's Jinxie!
Oh, and there it is, Jinxie! The
Small
1,600
hand.
point hand.
Yeah, small hand, but it's another dealership over. Another chance lost for the comeback.
Honestly, if anything, sure you don't win the hand, but it's not that big of a deal. You just gotta lock in, get the huge hand, Richie Patsumo. I know Jinxie's capable of it.
Ooh,
But
this is a
Luto's
solid
hand
hand.
is so
Yep.
nice.
Jinxie's hand looking a little bit misshapen. There is a nice 4-5 pin with the red 5 pin, but other than that, everything else in the hand, the best Jinxie has is a couple pairs. Not a great start, unfortunately, for Ian. Across the table, Korea has an okay hand. Taekpung got 3 pairs and a really nice 6-7-8 completed shape. And on the left, Outline's hand is about middle of the road. That pairing up of West is very interesting. Gives a couple different options. Outline now with 4 pairs.
Yeah, Loto most likely just going to be calling it to Tenpai, win this hand as fast as possible, but there is a chance of mixed triple sequence 6, 7, 8.
That's right.
Pretty unlikely, though.
But as you mentioned, with 2 pairs of honor, value honors, Yakuhai can just quickly call to win. But Lil Toe did pass the first call on 6-7-8 mon. And in fact, after passing it up, gets the 1-2-3 mon to fill and just gets rid of the 6-7 since they already passed the 8.
Ooh, a double Dora drawn for Loto.
1 away, and that is a tough hand to beat. Like, not only is it fast, now it has value. Either side, whether Dora or Red Dragon, brings it up to probably an
Mangan?
actual Mangan. If not, it's the 30 Fu 4 Han, which is 11,006 or 11,007 fake Mangan. And Jinxie holding on to Dora here. Choosing to get rid of the 6-6-8 mon shape.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. What is this hand that Jinxie's putting together?
Yep,
This
that's
is gonna
why
be-
Jinxie held the Dora. Very solid draw.
There it is, Tenpai for Loto.
Little
Could
toe.
see the chase here from Jinxie. This could be the hand to bring it back. Quite a nice wait.
Outline is also making a Yakuman hand. Jinxie not quite Yakuman, but at least Haneman, right? It's gotta be at least Mangan, but it's probably gonna be Haneman. There it
Looks
is.
like it's gonna be a fold from the Korean server, but there it is. Tenpai for Jinxie, 258, 2 Dora.
Yeah,
3
3 Dora. Yeah.
Could this be the promised Ipatsumo?
Oh, 3rd Dora.
Dora.
This
What
is
do you do
very
with
tough
this?
for Lil Toe because obviously they don't want to deal
Tiles aren't
in.
even safe. This might be a fold, honestly.
Yeah,
Being so far ahead in first.
6 pin, 7 pin, and 7. So all 3 of the tiles that are potential discards here for Tenpai. All very dangerous. Oh, just throws
Pushes
Dora!
it.
What an aggressive move from the Chinese player. It works out here though. Lil Toe
On the Ipatsu turn, too.
able to sneak Dora through. That's a wild move. But it's a dealer Mangan, right? Little Toe is
It is a dealer
looking like a
Mangan.
dealer Mangan. It's a lot of points. Sometimes you make a big, bold play for big, bold points.
We'll see if it pays off. There are a lot of tiles for Jinxie to Tsumo, actually.
Hmm.
It's mostly live.
Yeah. So let's hope for a big sumo. Oh,
There
straight
it is!
dealing.
Direct hit! Jinxie pulling true with the Mangan
Yeah, can we see Hanemon? That's
and the
one
Ura!
Ura,
So that's
but
Hanemon.
not quite.
Oh, not quite.
Yeah,
We
it would
need it
need
too.
sumo Ura.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Still, though,
two. Yeah.
that's a huge hand.
Yep.
9,000 points directly off of first place, currently China.
Yeah.
And now we move into Jinxie's dealer.
Makes up for the unfortunate Mangan that Jinxie dealt into earlier in this game. Now Jinxie's dealer, I do not like this hand. There's maybe an idea to do a outside hand like a Chanta, but Jinxie looks at the 6-8. Normally you see the 6-8-9, you keep the 6-8 conventional wisdom, but maybe an outside hand was actually needed a little bit of unconventional wisdom on this one. Little Toe picking up Dora on turn 1 to pair it up.
So much Dora being dropped by Little Toe.
That's a problem for Jinxie, who has a single Dora here.
I mean, if it comes out very late for Jinxie, it could counteract the White Dragon pawn.
Yes.
Oh, nice
huge
draw here.
draws, but still no way to call because Jinxie's got the 6-7-8 instead of the 7-8-9 at this point. You know, maybe the 4-pin means that Jinxie really didn't need to make an outside hand, and so that's why Jinxie didn't decide on going for it. Saw the 4-pin, said I probably want to use this, so outside hand is off the table. Here's a 4, so we can't use that with an outside hand. And that is sort of the downside of the outside hand, right? The valuable
Yeah, the
tokens.
main downside of the outside hand is that you can't use the red 5s. It's the meta.
That's also true. Jinxie definitely able to use red 5s with a couple of these 4s in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Jinxie's starting to come back. Still gonna have trouble with the Dora though.
I mean, now we're at least only 2 away.
Yeah. Doesn't discard
Green
Dora
Dragon's
yet.
gonna be pawn. No
Pike
pawn
doesn't call
from...
it.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a pair play. Just
Yeah.
go for the half outside.
Yeah. It's also the mixed triples 1, 2, 3 for Taekpung. That'll be a pretty big comeback. We'll see.
It would be denying the EN server.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
This is tough.
This is too dangerous.
Little Toe already waiting on
Template.
Dora.
Oh, and there's a Ricci.
Yeah, that's the best Ricci possible too. The closed half outside hand is worth 2. Closed Chanta.
Breaks.
Chanta without calling any tiles.
Yeah,
And-
outline breaks the Apatu by cheating.
Right. And
Potentially going for the half flush as well.
the closed mixed triples is also worth 2. With Ricci, that's 5. Of course, no Pinfu here.
How is Jinxie gonna get out of this one?
Oh, come on, Jinxie.
It's gotta be Tempai pair weight on white to repeat dealer?
The hard part is Jinxie really wants to win this
Ooh,
too.
no, this is so bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least the 6-mon wouldn't deal in because Little Toe needs to
Oh my goodness, but Loto just sumos the white dragon.
just
It's gonna be
finds the
Mangan
last
for
one.
China.
And that's tough because Jinxie's the dealer, so Jinxie has to pay double on this. Ooh. It looks like it might just be a fight for second place here between English server and Korean server. Chinese server
currently,
well out ahead.
The EN server is looking at 4,800 points above Korea in order to secure that second, or at least a position above Korea. So we'll see what Taekpong Daewha can make out of this dealer.
Yeah, with a 8,500 point difference, as well as that 48, 85, 48, it's 120, 133.
I think we can already see some ideas of 13 orphans here for outline. Oh, there's a pawn for Taekpong Daewha. Going to go for the half flush potentially.
Yeah, if Taekpong Daewha gets a dealer Mangan, Korea would overtake English server right now. So it's a little bit scary if Taekpong can get a full flush. Oh my goodness, it's happening so quickly.
Wow.
Come on, Jinxie. And of course, there is still the chance for Korea because they have a dealer turn here to overtake China, even though it's a
There is
50,000
there is
point
also
gap.
a scenario, right,
Right,
where Korea hits China for like this Mangan, for example,
right.
and then Ian server also hits Hongdong.
Maybe
Uh,
pass? Going for the
wait,
full
pass?
push?
Okay.
No, no pass. It's not going to
I
be
mean, the
enough
nice
to
part about it is
overtake yet.
that, this is only 2,900.
統一
That's right.
This is not
Definitely,
the full big.
definitely not enough to overtake the English server yet. But now very close. Just another one of those, and Korea would be, well, not quite. We'd need a little bit more than that, but just even a small hand would have Korea overtake the English server here. This is a tough South 4.
Hand does not look bad here for Taekpong.
On the right, Japan's hand looks really well formed, but it's not enough points to nearly get out of last. Maybe with somebody else
Yeah, you need
conning, but there's no room for outline to con either because they have all runs in their hand.
perhaps a pure straight reach ping Fedora
Yeah, that could give
for
it to
outline.
them. Jinxy on the left for EN is also getting very close. 2 away from Tempai now. Also has that pure straight opportunity. Outline finds another Dora. The value's just kind of coming together for the Japanese team. Still getting to be tough,
I can
though.
see Japan overtaking Korea if there's a counter Ricci to the Dina
Right,
Ricci and a direct hit Ipatsu.
right. Especially on a direct hit. Now with 2 Dora in hand for outline. That's Tempai.
There it is, Tempai.
Is outline just gonna
What do
take
you do
this
there?
Ricci? It's
I mean, you might just have to.
definitely hard. Not gonna Ricci it, but gonna hold the Tempai. Actually, doesn't even hold the Tempai. My
I
mistake.
mean, this is a potential for an improvement to Ricci Ping Fu Tanyao mixed triple sequence
Yes,
Dora.
that's gotta be what outline's looking for.
So that
here.
is potentially 2 more Han, right? You're
Right.
trading.
And then maybe sumo is enough. Because let's see, Japan is behind Korea by 15,100. So they would
Quite a
need to
hard
make
calculation.
15,100. They're already up 8,300. So a Mangan would put them above 16,000, especially sumo. But a Mangan from anybody would put them 16,000 points above Korea. So actually, maybe Outline should have just gone for the Ricci right there. They just need a Mangan to get above Korea. Maybe looking to get above English server as well for second place. But Jinxy looking to hold out second place here. It's a very cheap hand. Definitely not enough to overtake first. But at this point, holding out for second is what we've been mentioning. And Jinxy making the most of a pretty bad start, honestly.
Potential Ipeiko, but not 40-10 for outline.
Yeah, honestly, Outline could have won here. This would have been a winning hand if they had just taken Tempai. This probably would have overtaken Korea, especially on the sumo. But now they're going to have to draw it themselves. Still no Ricci.
Tempai for Taipong Daiwa 2-5, so kind of splitting the weight here with Jinxi.
Wonder what Japan is waiting for. Maybe not 310? Maybe they're waiting for another 3-so Dora to get even more value, but if they get that, both 2-so and... No, 4-so is their own weight, so 4-so doesn't deal in, but 2-so would deal in, depending on how they take their hand.
The win condition for first year for Japan is something crazy like drawing 3-so, Ricci, Patsumo, and flipping Rasan.
I
Or
don't
maybe
even think
cutting
that
before.
I don't even think that would get Japan first place, but it would definitely be enough for second.
Yeah, the first year is so high up with Loto being this far ahead.
Yeah,
And we're seeing some expert defensive player, not
right.
even going for the hand, honestly.
Oh, let's go!
Oh, there it
Ian pulling through in second place there with that sumo.
There it is. Tanyao only.
Tanyao ends it
the
all
second.
in this Grand Chariot Cup.
A valiant effort by all the players. Lil To pulling true for China with the 60,000 point first place. Outline taking the second. Jinxy confirming the second place for Ian with that 20,000 point. 20,000 point third, but the 1,000 point hand at the very end. And unfortunately, Taipeng, they had some nice opportunities, but did not manage to get them. So that's going to be it for the Grand Chariot Cup.
That's right, but it's
Wow,
not
what a
quite
match.
it for the stream yet. Before we get you the final results, we have one final lucky draw. Woo! And of course, stay tuned to the end for our small recap and some rewards for everybody. But this is our final lucky draw of the day. After seeing the whole match, which player made the strongest impression on you in this match? Who left the biggest mark out of all 16 of our players? 4 from each server. We've seen the best of the best here. Tell us who your favorite player was, who you liked the most, for your chance to win a 30-day fortune charm. And remember, if you win, contact Yostar at mjs.cs@yo-star.com with your YouTube as well as your YouTube ID as well as your Mahjong Soul friend ID. Any previous lucky draw winners as well, when you make that contact, if you've already contacted them and you didn't keep your Mahjong Soul friend ID and your YouTube ID in, send another email to that email, mjs.cs@yostar.com. But once again, the question is, who left the biggest impression on you in this match?
What about you, Teps? Who left the strongest impression on you during this whole stream?
I gotta say, it was feeling kind of down at the beginning with the EN server, but Resco with the first win for EN server, and what a win it was, taking first place. I think that left the biggest impression on me in this match.
I was gonna say something similar. Right after Resco's big win, we also saw Eric pulling through with huge hands. Some excellent play.
That's
Giving us
right.
that second first that, led us into the position to get second. So huge.
We see the final scores here while you enter your favorite players in the chat. You can see China wins this Grand Chariot Cup 2025 with 148,300 overall. The English server's in second with 119,100. The Korean server taking third with 109,600. And the Japanese server in fourth place here with 103,000. And so with
Well played to all of the contestants. They played some amazing mahjong. Super high level stuff. Excellent defensive play. Incredible efficiency.
congratulations to the Chinese server, as well as good job to the English server for holding out second. Good job, Jinxy, holding it there. Our lucky draw winner has been announced. Quickly, it is J_Raid. Congratulations, J Raid. You have won a 30-day fortune charm. So, hope you enjoy that, and make sure to log in and claim your Jade every day. Maybe you'll pick up one of those new characters on release. And we also have, for everybody out there, a gift code. We know you've been waiting.
Everyone's been asking for it the entire stream, and it's finally here, guys.
So
Finally here.
now we can all be lucky. Of course, we'll all be receiving those Coppers and Sunshine lucky bags for our players' participation in this tournament. But we also have a gift code for everyone. That is, you must sign in on the browser client, so through your web browser, settings, others, and then gift code. It is XKWZR6WMAXA9, and it expires on the 16th at 9 a.m. UTC-7, so Pacific time currently.
Yeah, so basically 1 day from now.
That's right. You've got 1 day to claim your gift code. So thank you to everybody for watching. We appreciate the thumbs up, the support. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you're notified for new events and updates to the game. Woo!
Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. We still have an interview with Jinxy, the anchor for the EN server.
That's
coming up.
right. You can see here all the rewards. The Grand Charioteer title, as well as the trophy and the 9,600 jades to the Chinese server team. The 5,800 jades to the EN server. 3,900 jades to the Korean server team. And 1,800 jades to the Japanese server team. And you're right that Jinxy is waiting on us. So, without further ado, let's say hello to Jinxy. Let's say hello.
in Korea and Japan and China, and how much I can push here and how much I can get away with here dealing in and so on.
One
So-
moment. One moment, Jinxy. It appears that there's a technical issue and we are unable to hear you. Give us just 1 second while we get a result. I think now... Okay, let's try that again. Hello, Jinxy. Welcome to the stream.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, let's make sure. Here he is. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Hi, welcome back, Jinxy.
Hello.
How are you doing after that match?
I'm doing fine, thanks. We're still shaking a bit and feeling quite nerve-wracked after that game, but yeah, I never had so much on the line in a single game. I'll be quite honest.
I mean, yeah, you were like the last player for the entire EN server, having to hold it down. I imagine must have been so much pressure.
Yeah. You got that right.
Yeah, but still, you managed to pull through the second place for the EN server. But tell us a little bit about your thought process going into that game. You said you were eyeing up the scores to see how you could play?
Yeah, indeed. So, I'm lucky we had a little scoreboard to determine how much I can be on the negative or the positive side in that game, so we can still at least maintain second place. So, a lot of little calculations going back and forth with every hand that was won, so that put a little extra pressure on me there. But in the end, I'm really glad we at least managed to get a secure second place there.
Yeah, were there any hands where you are like looking forward to them and seeing the prize, so to speak?
Oh yeah, like the East one hand we're at like 4 Dora or something. Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
was.
you're Richie, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I had a heart rate monitor, it would be going off the charts right there, because that hand could have been a lot. It could have made the whole game, but unfortunately, didn't quite manage to secure it there.
Well, you
And
didn't
then
manage
of course,
to secure the second though. But did you have any other hands you wanted to talk about?
oh yeah, I had that one unfortunate deal in with the Tuso,
It's
East 4.
Oh yeah, the two. So against the
Yes. Yes, I felt like that hand had so much potential going on for it since I had basically a Mangan coming up. Of course, it was still Ishanten, but there were 5 Reach sticks in the pot, and I had a very
Oh, the
likely
Reachy sticks.
3-sided weight coming up, 3691, and I felt like the south and north, they should be easy to pawn there, so I just decided to give it a chance. But for first place, that is, aiming for first place at that point still. But yeah, unfortunately, it just didn't work out in the end.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like that. You guys played so well, though. I'm really proud of the EN server. You guys represented us so well. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fellow teammates or anyone watching?
Honestly, I'm super happy with our team's performance in general. I think our team did a great job. I'm really proud of the comeback, especially from East 1, the first game, I mean. It was really
Yeah, Russell and Eric.
unlucky. Yeah, it was really unlucky for us, a Yakitori game with just constant sumos, ippatsumos. I mean, what can you do,
Yeah.
right? So
It
I'm
brings
really
back-
proud of our comeback there, and really proud of our team, and yeah, I'm just really thank you to everyone who supported the English team or the English server team, and thanks to also you commentators for hosting this and the organizers. You know, it's really great that we're having events like this with all the servers coming together for a showdown like this to have this kind of international tournament and exchange. It's really nice, and I think it's great for the Mahjong community as a whole. So I'm really
Yeah,
thankful for that.
it's always so exciting to commentate these tournaments, and you guys give us these plays, these awesome plays. We saw Rasco, also having kind of a yakitori game, as you said, no wins until the very end, pulling through with that dealer Hanuman, I believe.
Oh yeah, I was watching that and I was screaming when he pulled that off. So that was really exciting. Love to see it.
So thank you so much, Jinxy. Awesome interview. It was nice hearing from you. Eric also said a lot of fun playing today. A great display from each server. I'm sure you agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, thanks everyone for the tournament, and see you next time, I suppose.
All right. Thank you so much, Jinxy. That was great.
Thank you.
All right. So that was Jinxy, everybody.
Yes, very well spoken and very well explained the kind of feelings that go into not just playing in a tournament game, but playing in a team tournament game. When you have the hopes and dreams of yourself, it's heavy enough. When you have the hopes and dreams of all of your teammates and then the server as well, it can be quite a big responsibility.
I can't even imagine being like the last player and having to do all those math calculations every single hand, trying to think of what hand I should make.
So it takes some strong soldiers to lift that weight. So congratulations, Jinxy, on holding on to second place for EN, and of course, congratulations to all the other servers as well. China for winning. Good job, and thank you to all the players, of course, for a great tournament.
Oh, and thank you. Thank you too for commentating with me. It was such a pleasure as always.
Of course. Thank you, Irie. Always a pleasure. And Tenhote, who was here earlier, bringing us through our first 3 games, keeping it exciting and delivering the hype to the audience here. We have a little thank you slide here, of course. The Reach Mahjong of New York executive producer is Luke Morgan for the Saikoisen Japan Pro Mahjong Association, a new pro, as well as his own site, iPlayRichi.com. I've been your MC, tips and tricks, as well as a stream producer here. We've had myself, Iron TV, and Tenhote on the stream. Hammer Girl Anime Mahjong staff helping out with event management and getting things together. And the long list of pets: Ridley, Jack, Roger, Charlie, Ray, Winston, Sunny, Bishop, Giles, Kiki, Yuffie, Jake, Donnie, Finn, the cat that used to live at Kanada's Nui, Lucy, Pietra, Yuma, Nemo, Hazel, Sausage, Dusty, Digger, Katya, Kotick, Deuce, Tips of Fish, Hazelnut, Samson, Ezekiel, Funny Pet, Night Market, Cat, Leia, Luke, Ren, Chico, Candy, Frodo, Misha, and Samus. Of course, thank you to Cat Food Studios for developing Mahjong Soul, as well as Yostar for publishing and supporting it. And thank you for watching and coming to all the tournaments, bringing the hype. Lastly, before we go, I want to shout out the official channels for the content releases. You've got X at Mahjong School at Mahjong Soul _en, Facebook at Mahjong Soul en, and Discord discord.gg/Mahjong Soul. They'll be on the stream very soon. So thank you for watching, and we hope to see you at the next big event. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.